by Ford in your Ford dealer. Have you driven a Ford lately? And by IBM.
Last Sunday, Mike Quick made a turning catch in the end zone of a Randall Cunningham pass, leading the Eagles to an impressive win over the Jets. Quick is on his way to the Pro Bowl with Philadelphia out of the playoffs. Meanwhile, the Buffalo Bills had a shot at the playoffs with a victory over New England. But this Jim Kelly pass is out of the end zone. The Bills lose 13-7 and are playing now only for their first winning season since 1981. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Veterans Stadium in Philadelphia. Tom Hammond along with former NFL tight end Dave Casper. Yes, Dave, we do have two teams that have missed the playoffs but are headed in the right direction.
The Buffalo Bills bring in Shane Conlon and Cornelius Bennett. They're the two best rookie linebackers in the NFL today. The Philadelphia Eagles have Randall Cunningham. Coach Buddy Ryan says he's the most improved ball player in the NFL.
And today we're going to see the two best pass-rushing defensive linemen in the league.
Right, Bruce Smith for the Bills has 11 sacks, and he's good against the run. But Reggie White has 19 sacks, going for the record 22 for the Eagles, and I'd like to see him do it today.
And there's Marv Levy, who has taken his Buffalo Bills to the verge of making the playoffs. He is in his first full season as the head coach of the Buffalo Bills. You see what they did with their regulars and with their replacement players. And facing a Philadelphia Eagle team coached by Buddy Ryan. His replacements were 0-3, his regular players 6-5, so Buddy feels that a win today would give his regulars a winning season. And he said it's been a while since that's happened here in Philadelphia. The Eagles have won the toss, and they'll be receiving. And this kickoff is sponsored by Budweiser, the king of beers. Scott Norwood teeing it up for the Buffalo Bills. A pretty winter afternoon here in Philadelphia as Carter and Morse go deep for the Eagles. The sun has been shining throughout the morning and right here in game time, and temperatures comfortable at the moment. And a pretty good crowd here for the final game of the NFL regular season, the Buffalo Bills and the Philadelphia Eagles. As we said in our opening comments, two teams that are very young and two teams that appear to be on the rise. Just as Norwood got ready, the ball comes off the kicking tee.
Not a way to start a game.
Morse and Carter biding their time. Now they split to receive the kickoff. And I think we're ready to go. Here's Norwood with the kick. Short kick taken by Carter at about the 8. Chris Carter, the rookie. Across the 25 to about the 27-yard line, where the Eagles will have their first possession of the game. Randall Cunningham will go in at the quarterback spot. Mueller making the stop for the Bills. Here's the offense for the Eagles. Cunningham not only has thrown 22 touchdown passes, has also rushed for 459 yards. That's tops on the team. Byers has been a bit disappointing, but not so Mike Quick, Eagles top receiver with 44 catches. A very young defensive line, made even younger today with rookie Ben Tamburello on the offensive line. Tamburello gets his first career start at right guard. Randall Cunningham on first down. Pitch it to Byers. Byers cuts up across the 30 to the 32-yard line. Here's the defense for the Buffalo Bills. Up front, Bruce Smith is having the kind of season everyone expected when he was the first player drafted in 1985. He has 11 sacks on the year. The linebackers feature the two talented rookies, the $1 Million Bills, Bennett and Conlon. Conlon leads the team with 104 tackles. Secondary, very young, sometimes inconsistent, Nate Odoms, the third rookie to start on defense for Buffalo. 2nd and 5 for the Eagles. Tailback Byers falling forward for a first down, it appears. Stopped at the 39-yard line by inside linebacker Scott Radisson. It'll be very close to the first down marker. To measure. The Eagles not known for their running game, but moving the ball on the ground here in the opening series.
Well, Mike Quick is already having an influence because the Bills are rolling their outside corners up so that no matter which side he goes to, he's going to get a cornerback in his face. That means the strong safety and weak safety can't be up and they're forcing on the run. It kind of makes a soft defense for just runs right at the off-tackle position. So Mike Quick is already showing his influence on the field.
There is Mike Quick, who is heading to the Pro Bowl. Quick has been, in fact, to the last 5 Pro Bowls, and this past week selected to the 1987 edition. With 3rd and inches, the Eagles come with 3 tight ends, Spagnola, Little, and Giles. much and didn't get much, but enough for the first down. So the Eagles move the chains and have the initial first down of the game. First quarter, Veterans Stadium in Philadelphia. No score. The Bills and the Eagles. We have 13.5 minutes left in the first quarter. The Eagles with a record of 6-8. The Bills 7-7. Last week against the Jets, Cunningham had a big afternoon. 280 yards, 3 touchdowns. Mike Quick is set wide to the right here. Single back in the backfield is Anthony Toney. Make it to Toney, and Cunningham will try his first pass of the day. Lofts it up, and it's intercepted. Intercepted by the Bills. Scott Radisick, who put a big paw up to bat it down, then hauled it in and took it to the Eagle 45-yard line. Kenny Jackson, the intended receiver, but Scott Radisick, 4 years out of Penn State, picks it off.
Not a way to start. Randall Cunningham hasn't thrown an interception in 3 games until this play. Look at Radisick right there. He's rolling out with Cunningham. He's right there. Cunningham should have seen him. He shouldn't have thrown the pass, and the Bills have football, 1st and 10.
Cunningham had gone 118 straight passes without an interception. On his first attempt today, he throws it to Scott Radisick of the Bills. So in his 119th pass, he has it picked off. And the Bills with great field possession, first down at the 45. They give us to Ronnie Harmon, trying to get outside. Can't turn the corner. Finally does get a couple of yards on the outside. Here's the starting offensive lineup for Buffalo, led by Jim Kelly. Kelly coming off his poorest performance as a pro, but still has completed over 60% of his passes. Harmon, the leading rusher. Burkett and Reed tied as leading receiver. They have 52 catches each. An experienced offensive line, actually, headed by former first-round choices Walford and Richard. 2nd and 8 after the 2-yard run by Harmon. In on the ground to Harmon. No, this time it's Mueller. And Mueller is stopped short of the 40-yard line. And Reggie White is the man that makes the stop. The all-pro lineman for the Eagles.
You notice there's 3 men lined up right next to each other. All the sets you see will be that way. Reggie White, number 92, just plays off the center. He can't get any help. The three defensive linemen lined up right next to each other force single blocking on Reggie White.
White known for his pass rush that time, playing tough against the run. Sets up a 3rd and 6 for Buffalo. Kelly's in the shotgun. Double wide receivers to the right. Kelly's first pass complete and then dropped. It'll go incomplete. Incomplete pass, and gives us a chance to look at that Eagle defense. Led by Reggie White, who leads the NFL in sacks with 19, despite the abbreviated season, 3 short of Mark Gastineau's record. The other members of that front 4 are very capable too. The linebackers featuring a rookie, Byron Evans, in the middle. Buddy Ryan thinks he's as good as Conlon. The secondary has struggled for the Eagles. The Eagles last in the NFL in pass defense. John Kidd, the punter, in on 4th down for Buffalo, and Morse is deep for the Eagles. Here's Kidd's punt. Hangs it high. Trying to get the coverage downfield. They'll let it bounce, and he gets a good Buffalo bounce. Look at this. Inside the 5, all the way to the 2-yard line. John Kidd had the proper English on that one. It went for 38 yards down inside the 5. No score, first quarter in Philadelphia. That punt inside the 5-yard line, and Tasker doing what he does best. He's on his way to the Pro Bowl as a special teams performer.
Boy, he got a lot of help from the football that time. That football had eyes walking right down the sideline.
And the ball down just over the 2-yard line, so Philadelphia backed way up after the punt by Kidd. First down, 10 yards to go in this scoreless game. The Eagles with their 2nd possession. The first one wound up in a Cunningham interception. And leads the blocking for Toney, who pounds it to the 5-yard line. Well, the Eagles didn't make the playoffs, but Buddy Ryan, their coach, thinks they're just a couple of players short of getting into the playoffs. So we asked him what he'd like to have if he had a wish list. A little late for Christmas, but he said he'd like to have a couple of quarterbacks and a linebacker, and he thinks that'd put him in shape for the playoffs. And, of course, being a Kentucky horse breeder in the offseason, he said he wouldn't mind having a Kentucky Derby winner as well.
He also said that he thought he would probably have a better chance at the 2 cornerbacks and linebackers.
2nd and 7 for his Eagle team. Pitch it to Tony. Tony cuts up but doesn't get much. A couple of yards. He stopped at about the 7. It'll be 3rd down coming up for Philadelphia. Fred Smerlas, the man that made the stop for Buffalo, and he figures in Marv Levy's wish list, does Smerlas. If the Buffalo Bills had a wish list, it would look something like this. Stronger secondary. They would have liked to have won that game at Buffalo in the wind and rain last week and perhaps made the playoffs. And also Fred Smerlas. Well, he was a little upset about not making the Pro Bowl. He's made it 4 times. He thought he should have made it this year.
It's tough to make the Pro Bowl when you're not on television a lot.
3rd and 5. Pass complete to Carter. Chris Carter makes a diving catch at the 19-yard line. Mark Kelso covers him there, but the Eagles have a 1st down on the 11-yard strike to the rookie Chris Carter out of Ohio State. Last week of the NFL season and a lot of games with an impact on the playoffs. Cincinnati beating the Oilers. The Oilers hoping for a playoff spot. Indianapolis needs to win. They're ahead of Tampa Bay, and you saw that Herman Hurd of Kansas City has put the Chiefs on the board against Seattle. 1st down for the Eagles at the 18-yard line. Keith Byers hit behind the line, spins away. He's at the 25, fumbles the football. The Bills have it. The Bills have it at the 25-yard line. Darryl Talley picks it up there. And for the 2nd time this quarter, the Eagles have turned it over. Keith Byers from Ohio State fumbling the football after putting together a pretty nice run.
He bounces outside. Byers, number 41. Look at that. They could have made the tackle. Cornelius Bennett, number 55, missed the tackle. But look, he comes right from behind and strips the ball. So he missed the tackle, came back and made the play, and then Talley picks it up. Good second effort. He missed the tackle and then stripped the ball. He was lucky he missed the tackle. He wouldn't have had the fumble.
So with 10 minutes remaining in the 1st quarter, Buffalo again presented an excellent opportunity by an Eagle turnover, and Kelly will try to get some points this time. They have the ball 1st down at the 25 of Philadelphia. Kelly to the air. Swings it intended for Mueller. It's incomplete. Good coverage downfield. Kelly went for the safety valve, and Mueller couldn't get it.
Well, Marv Levy thinks that Buddy Ryan's defense does 2 things. Stop the run and gets a rush on the passer. If you get that much protection, really the secondary is not capable of covering. In this case, they did. They're getting plenty of protection for Kelly. The receivers have to get open because if they get that much time, the Bills should be able to complete a pass.
Ken Clark comes in on the defensive front for the Eagles, replacing Mike Pitts. 2nd and 10 Buffalo at the 25 of the Eagles. No score 1st quarter. Less than 10 minutes left. Kelly, good protection. Fires it incomplete, intended for Harmon. There is a flag on the play. Flag down as Harmon went up high, and it could be against the Eagles. Let's see. No, it's going to be pass interference against the Buffalo Bills. Offensive pass interference. Bob McElwee heading our officiating crew here today. A native of the Philadelphia area. McElwee has made it possible for 15 underprivileged children from Camden, New Jersey to come to the game today. He arranged for the youngsters to be bused to the stadium by the Neighborhood Center, sponsored by the United Methodist Church of Camden. Officials showed them their dressing room, took them out onto the playing field, and told what they do during the game. So the officiating crew headed by Bob McElwee, showing them some good sportsmanship and an up-close look at the NFL today.
I saw them on the field before the game. The kids were having an awful lot of fun, and that's what counts.
Who wouldn't? 2nd and 20, not much fun yet for the Buffalo Bills, who not been able to cash in on the opportunities presented by the Eagle turnovers. Harmon got the little short pass, got it to the 35-yard line where he's covered by Gary Cobb. And so Buffalo again sputters offensively after presented a golden opportunity by the Eagles. They'll have a 3rd and long coming up, 3rd and about 19 yards to go.
Jim Kelly's getting plenty of time. Either he can't find a receiver, they're not getting open because he's getting good protection from his offensive line here.
6 defensive backs in for the Eagles on 3rd and 19 or 20 yards to go. There's Harmon, who made the last reception, but not for much. Reed, Johnson, and Burkett, the wide receivers for the Bills. Pressure on Kelly. He's down. It's Reggie White. White with his 20th sack of the season stops Kelly at the 45-yard line.
That's the first time Reggie White lined up against the offensive tackle. So far this game, he's been over the center, Kent Hull. But now he comes, and this is just a power rush. There's not a whole lot of moves. You see Devlin there, they're just a power rush. He's not even going to give him a fake. He's not giving the arm over. He goes right through him. That's the most effective manner if you have the strength and speed to do it.
There's Reggie White, the All-Pro. Buddy Ryan says he's the best defensive player not only he's ever coached, that he's ever seen. John Kidd with his 4th down punt. End over end. Morse takes it and is down at the 20-yard line on a fair catch. 24-yard punt that time by Kidd. And the Eagles dodge another bullet. Still scoreless at the vet.
Bob Costas in New York. The Chiefs scored on their first possession against Seattle. Here's Gail Sirens.
From the 37, the pitch to Herman Hurd. Hurd moves ahead, gets that pass to 35, still on his feet, and he's off. Touchdown, Kansas City, Herman Hurd.
Moments later, Craig hit Largent to tie it at 7.
Veterans Stadium, Philadelphia, no score. First quarter, 8:51 left. The Philadelphia Eagles on their first 2 possessions have turned it over. But so far, Buffalo has had the offense going in reverse, and we're still scoreless. Keith Byers on the handoff from Cunningham gets a yard, and then is thrown back. Shane Conlon, the man at the bottom of the stack, with help from Cornelius Bennett, the 2 talented rookies out of Penn State and Alabama, respectively. Let's look at Bennett. His quickness astounds everybody.
Well, this is a draw play. They give him a little draw action to begin with. You see the tackle set up there. Bennett doesn't go for it. He's just getting in there, getting ready for the play, and at the last minute he's going to come in and make the tackle. Fred Smerlis really caused the trouble, but Bennett, he's going to be in a lot of different plays because he's an active linebacker.
2nd and 8 for Cunningham. Man wide open is Tony. Tony makes the grab at the 25, then bangs it across the 30, down to the 33-yard line, where the Eagles have a first down. Cornelius Bennett covering on pass coverage with help from Ron Pitts.
Mike Quick is really forcing the Bills into a zone defense. They're afraid to put him one-on-one, so you get a lot of zone. And Cornelius Bennett has to drop back now. Where's he going to go? Should he go right? Should he go left? He leaves the flat open, and he has to come out and make the play on Tony. And that's a good play. Of course, the zone dropped off, and they didn't have anybody in the flat, but he made the play on the tackle.
First down for the Eagles at the 33. Pitch it to Byers. 5th carry of the day for Byers. Lowers his head. Good run by Keith Byers. Stopped at the 39-yard line. He was hit at the line of scrimmage and made something out of it. Some shoving and pushing over there for the sideline didn't amount to much. Ron Pitts came up to make the stop as Shriver was right in the middle of that little melee by the sideline.
It's just you look at a quick pitch to Byers here. You watch man on man. Nobody really makes a great play or a poor play, but if you can just stay with the defensive ball player, sooner or later they have to go to the ball, and at that point they lose yardage. So just stay with your man and you get yards.
Byers has carried 5 times for 25 yards thus far in the game. It's 2nd and 4 after he galloped for 6 that time. Fake it to Tony. Cunningham scrambles. He can run. He's at midfield. Slides down in Bill territory at the 46-yard line. Cunningham, the leading rusher for the Eagles, showed his scrambling ability for 14 yards. Well, the Oilers have tied it up at the Astrodome. Indianapolis on a Dickerson touchdown run with a 7-0 lead over Tampa Bay. A win gives the Eastern Division title to the Colts. Seattle has tied it up. A Craig pass to Largent, the score there for the Seahawks. St. Louis with an early lead on Dallas as the Cardinals look for a playoff berth. Green Bay leading New Orleans early, 14-3. That's a surprise. New Orleans, of course, already in the playoffs. Tony on the quick pitch. Cuts up across the 45 down to the 44 where Fred Smerlis makes the tackle. Smerlis coming from that nose tackle spot all the way almost to the sideline.
Eagles are looking awfully impressive here in the start of the game outside the fumble. They've been gaining a lot of yards on first down, keeping them into their option of calling. They can call the run, they can call the pass. They have not been stopped on first down, forcing them into long passing situations.
2nd and 6 coming up for the Eagles here. They've moved the ball into Bill territory to the 44-yard line. The drive began at the 20. Here's the reverse. It's to Jackson. Jackson with blockers. Hit and dropped inside the 40 down to the 38-yard line, close to a first down.
Philadelphia is known for what you call a trick. They'll throw draws and screens and some reverses at you. It's got him a first down, it looks.
Cornelius Bennett finally stopped Jackson, but it's a first down for the Eagles. Here it is again.
One thing to notice about this reverse, it's a power reverse. You see the two linemen and Byers leading it. This is not a trick reverse, it's a power sweep. So although it gives the appearance of a trick, it's really a regular football play with power blockers in front of it.
Byers got a pretty good block on Bennett, who just shrugged him off and got a piece of the tackle. Still a first down for the Eagles, who keep their drive going with 4:40 left in the scoreless first quarter. All at the 38-yard line of the Bills. Cunningham rushed and scoots away from it. Slides down at about the 35 to the 34-yard line. Scott Radisick pins him at that point. Cunningham again showing us that scrambling ability. Since Bobby Douglas, the left-hander of the Bears, led in 72, Cunningham the first quarterback to be the top rusher on his team.
Yes, but Cunningham can throw the football. Bobby Douglas was a runner. Now watch, he's going to squeak between Bruce Smith right there, and Talley gets knocked out of the way. And the smart thing he does, he keeps himself alive for the next play by going down. He's rushed 3 times for 20 yards here in the first quarter. It's 2nd and 6 from the 34-yard line. There's the rushing total for Randall Cunningham, 1987. Draw play to Tony. Spins away, but is pushed back by the center of that Buffalo defense. Bruce Smith leading the charge for the Bills. Scott Radisick in there also. There's Bruce Smith. He's on his way to the Pro Bowl. Had a memorable game 2 weeks ago against Chris Hinton, the All-Pro of the Indianapolis Colts. And Bruce Smith, the first player taken in the 85 draft, having his best season. 3rd down for the Eagles, 3rd and 6. They've converted 1 of 2 third downs. They have 3 wide receivers in Jackson, Quick, and Garrity. And Totalatasi is also in, as the Bills apparently jumped offside. Bruce Smith tried to get a head start. Cunningham keeps the play going and finally goes out of bounds. Cornelius Bennett made sure that Cunningham went out. Bruce Smith came charging across the line too early. Well, I'm surprised he didn't make sure the play stopped. If you jump off sides like this, what you have to do is go get the quarterback, because if you don't touch anybody before the ball snap, they don't stop the play. I think he might have heard a whistle, but that play can be a live play. They can do anything they want to until they call the ball's either intercepted or a touchdown.
Here's Bob McElwee, and is there a question that the Eagles might have drawn Bruce Smith offside? No, it'll be offside against the Bills. The Bills have been penalized twice now for a total of 15 yards.
It makes it 3rd and 1 instead of 3rd and 6. Awful lot difference in that down and distance.
Smith, 6'4", 285 pounds, 3 years out of Virginia Tech, and Marv Levy says he has become one of the outstanding linemen, mainly because he's become dedicated to playing football and his work habits have improved. 3rd and 1 now, so instead of the passing formation, they come with a tight formation. Spagnola, Little, and Giles, 3 tight ends. In motion, Bobby Morse, pitch it to Tony. Tony cuts up at the 20. He's finally taken down as a flag flies. Mark Kelso made a saving tackle for the Bills, or Tony was into the end zone, but it'll be nullified on a holding call against the Eagles.
Where the flag came from, it's the field judge watching the tight end, and you might imagine a tight end could get a holding penalty because the corner was there. I mean, it was somebody just... The corner was there. He had a quick corner, ran right around it. You would almost think somebody held somebody.
Somehow you zeroed in on the holding tight end, which in this case was Jimmy Giles, number 83.
It's always a big when that flag comes in like out of the sky, intercontinental blade. I thought they had a missile thing where they stopped those flags from going that distance now.
Was that in the treaty? Was that part of the...
Yeah, they should have. Most tight ends, and I did play as a tight end, don't like to see that. When you know the flag comes from far away, even if you didn't do anything wrong, you know it's you.
So we're back to another 3rd down play now for the Eagles, who come with Jackson, Carter, Quick, and Garrity, 4 wide receivers, doubles to each side. Tony is back there with Cunningham. Cunningham, plenty of time now, breaks down, the ball's loose, and it's fallen on by Ben Tamburello, the rookie out of Auburn for the Eagles. Cornelius Bennett right in the middle of that, and finally able to knock the ball away from Randall Cunningham.
Bruce Smith, awful good pass rusher. You're seeing Darwin on him. He's getting some help from Tony. You think they're paying attention to him. The pressure causes Cunningham to pay attention to Smith and allows Cornelius Bennett to come from his backside. So just by being there, he took Cunningham's eyes off of Cornelius Bennett.
So John Telchik is in to punt on 4th down, and Ron Pitts is deep for the Bills. Telchik's first punt of the day, averaging 38.4 a kick. Pitts calls for a fair catch and takes it at about the 11-yard line. So for the first time in this quarter, the Bills are backed up. 36-yard punt. We have a scoreless first quarter, 1:48 left.
The game, he said he has to stop 3 people: Mike Quick, Randall Cunningham, and Reggie White, and let everything else take care of itself, and that's what he's trying to do.
Well, he sure hasn't gotten much going offensively here in the first quarter. Just 18 seconds left in it. Keith Byers behind blockers, uses them well, and takes it across the 45 to the 47-yard line. Buffalo Bills with good pursuit. Scott Radisick down at the bottom of the stack, making the tackle on Byers.
Byers follows his blocker well. Shane Conlon, number 58, will come in. And now watch Byers. It's almost like he holds on to his blockers. There's Shane Conlon just about getting there. He hides behind his blockers well. We'll be back in a minute with the game after the first quarter, 0-0.
Every day. And his son, Ron Pitts, number 27, in the secondary for the Buffalo Bills after his graduation from UCLA. Scoreless first quarter. Neither offense getting much going. Philadelphia has moved the ball up and down the field. They've had 2 turnovers, though. Buffalo has gotten nothing at all offensively in the first quarter. So we start the second quarter. The Buffalo Bills, the Philadelphia Eagles, and the Eagles have it 2nd and 4 at their own 47-yard line. Cunningham pitches it to Tony. Tony is hit and still manages to slide forward to midfield. Scott Radisick and Dean Prater combining on the tackle of Anthony Tony, 2 years out of Texas A&M. Number 74, Bruce Messner, and there's Tony. 6 feet, 227 pounds, a second-round draft choice last year. His run sets up a 3rd and 1 for the Eagles. You see the Eagles dominating the first quarter stats, especially in the time of possession. 11 minutes to only 3:40 for the Bills, but no score. 3 tight ends for the Eagles on 3rd and 1. Tony hit and driven back by that defense of the Bills. Bruce Smith was the man that really put the hit on him, and then Conlon came in to get a piece as well, as Conlon does what a linebacker is supposed to do. He plugs that hole and drives the runner back.
Bruce Smith was underneath the pile, though. Conlon, number 58, will come on top, but you're going to see number 78, Bruce Smith, on the bottom. Now watch him go in there. You see, he's got it stopped. Conlon comes in. What a linebacker has to do is make sure he doesn't get out of that and get some more yards on his second effort, but Bruce Smith was down at the bottom.
Great defense for the Buffalo Bills. It sets up a 4th down and a punting situation for the Eagles. Telchik is on to punt, and Pitts is deep for the Bills. There's Telchik. High spiraling kick. Pitts calls for a fair catch. Takes it at the 21-yard line. Ron Pitts with the fair catch after a 30-yard punt by Telchik. We've got a timeout at Veterans Stadium. Still no score.
Today's game is brought to you by Dodge. For the ride of your life, it's gotta be a Dodge. By Coors Light. There's no slowing down with a silver bullet. It's the right beer now. And by Apple Computer, maker of Macintosh personal computers, giving you the power to be your best.
Tom Hammond and Dave Casper, Veterans Stadium in Philadelphia, second quarter with 13.5 minutes left and no score as you look at Buddy Ryan in his second year as the head coach of the Philadelphia Eagles. 1st and 10 for Buffalo at its own 22-yard line. And they'll be 5 yards further back as the tight end Pete Metzlars jumped offside. Buffalo continues to have problems offensively. The defenses have really dominated so far here in the first part of this game. There's the illegal procedure call against the Buffalo Bills, their 3rd penalty for 20 yards. Bengals and Oilers still tied. Oilers looking for the playoffs. Indianapolis must win. They lead 7-3. Kansas City with a field goal now 10-7 over Seattle. Seattle with a chance to win the divisional crown. The Jets on a Johnny Hector run on the board. St. Louis continues to win there. 3 Morton Anderson field goals have gotten the Saints a little closer. Kelly's pass overshoots the mark. He had Hammond by the sideline and threw it 6 feet over his head. Kelly just is not sharp today.
No, they're just getting good protection, and the Philadelphia Eagles are running a zone defense. He's just got to pick a man out and hit him. You're watching Clyde Simmons here. Wolfert's got it doing a good block on him. That may look like holding, but under the new rules, if a man rips his arm underneath your arm, you don't have to move it away. So it's a good block.
Jim Kelly is only 1 of 4 today, and that completion went for no gain. Kelly with his second poor game in a row if this continues.
Well, you wonder if he's looking for breakdowns in his offensive line, if he's looking for man-to-man coverage, because he's getting good protection and he's getting some zone defense. So he's got to take a little more time and relax.
Kelly had an NFL best 18 straight games with a touchdown pass broken on Sunday. And also had 60 games with over 50% completions broken. And he continues to struggle here today. No score in the second quarter.
The best and brightest of the Bowls are on NBC as Michigan's all-time leading rusher Jamie Morris leads the Wolverines against the Crimson Tide of Alabama and All-American Bobby Humphrey. Michigan battles Alabama at the Hall of Fame Bowl. January 2nd, college football's best and brightest are on NBC.
Still no score in the second quarter at Veterans Stadium in Philadelphia. And Dave, I think Jim Kelly is still struggling. Had the bad game a week ago. His team didn't make the playoffs. Was accused of a little scuffle after the game. And I think it's affected his play today.
Well, I think that the combination of last week and the combination of worrying about Buddy Ryan's defense has got him in a quagmire, and he's got to get out.
So far, the Bills have only had 13 total yards, none of them through the air. Kelly now with a 2nd and 15. That pass is caught. A good catch by Burkett. The pass was high, but Burkett went up to get it and gives the Bills a first down. Logan Waters finally tackled him.
That's one way to get out of a quagmire, is complete a pass. It tells all the announcers to be quiet and I'm playing well.
Still, though, it was Burkett that made the great catch because the pass was high.
Well, you're noticing the zone defense, something you don't see a lot from the Philadelphia Eagles, and Kelly, maybe he's just getting it down there, playing me different than I expected, and he completed the pass.
Burkett with a great catch. It was high and sort of behind him, but he got it for his 53rd reception of the season. It went for 21 yards. Kelly throws another one. This one intended for Burkett and is no good. Out of bounds. William Frizzell was defending on the play for the Eagles, and Kelly a little off the mark on that one. There's Frizzell, 4 years out of North Carolina Central, and Burkett takes over the lead, breaking the tie with Reed. Each had 52 receptions coming in.
Tom, you might have noticed something. He did not throw the ball well that time, and I think you have a point. It seems to be coming out of his hand a little poorly today.
Had bad weather at Rich Stadium a week ago, but the weather good here today. Kelly just unable to shake off the cobwebs so far. There's a pass, and it's off the hands of Butch Roll, the intended receiver, the tight end. Byron Evans, the rookie, was there with Roll, but that one just bounced off his hands, and Kelly threw a good pass that time. A reminder to our viewers, we will be selecting the Budweiser Most Valuable Player for today's game, coming up at the end of the contest. Jim Kelly facing a third down, and the Bills have not converted a third down in 3 previous attempts. Marv Levy trying to get his players back into the swing of things after that devastating loss at home to the Patriots a week ago. 6 defensive backs in for the Eagles. Kelly's pass, incomplete. It was a floater intended for Ricky Porter, and it goes incomplete. Waters, the closest Eagle to the play.
Kelly had a receiver open and didn't give him the ball. I mean, let's see, watch his release. I'm not a quarterback coach, but it doesn't really look like he's stepping and throwing, is it? I mean, it doesn't look like he's got his sink in there.
Sort of short-armed that one, didn't he?
Yeah, the ball didn't get there. It was behind. It was late. You got to get it there before the defense kills the man.
Kidd on 4th down will kick it to Morse. Kidd gets a good kick this time. High kick. Morse gathers it in at the 20 on a fair catch. John Kidd got into that one for 41 yards. Stay with us at halftime. We'll have all the highlights of this last week of action in the NFL. Frank DeFord with a commentary on the Giants' ownership, with all those important highlights as the final playoff spots up for grabs in this 15th and final week of the NFL season. This has been a strange season, of course, and the two teams playing today are really hurt by the strike. The Eagles were 0-3 in replacement games, and the Bills 1-2. It would have made a big difference in their seasons. Randall Cunningham on first down drills it, almost intercepted. Quick was the intended receiver, but Scott Radisick, who already has picked off one Cunningham pass, got a hand on this one.
I think Randall Cunningham just wanted to throw it through him. So see if you can catch this one.
Cunningham having a little better day than is Kelly, but nothing to write home about either.
He's running the ball well.
He is running the ball well. Cunningham, 2 of 4 for 21 yards, and has rushed 3 times for 19 yards. Draw play. Byers, not much there. Bruce Smith stands him up and then drives him back inside the 20-yard line. Now let's go to Bob Costas in New York for an NFL update.
Tom, as everybody knows, the Seahawks have their troubles in Kansas City. Well, they trail now 17-7. Here's Bill Kenny over the cornerback Terry Taylor, beaten on the play by Carlos Carson, who's now over 1,000 yards receiving for the year, an 81-yard play. 17-7 Chiefs.
While the Chiefs have piled up the offense there, here at Veterans Stadium, no score in the second quarter with 11:41 left. On 3rd and 10, Cunningham from the shotgun is going to be dragged down. He's in the grasp and control, and Cornelius Bennett and Bruce Smith were all over him. Give Bennett the credit on that one.
The Bills gave the Eagles a little bit of their own look. They lined up 2 linebackers over the tight end, as the Eagles do, and they brought one on a blitz. Cornelius Bennett got to him. There's plenty of time, and you'll notice Randall Cunningham's, he's looking at receivers. He's not open. He's looking at 2 or 3. They're not open. Please, somebody get open. I want to throw the ball.
And Bennett and Smith combining for the sack. Bennett the first man there. Telchik punting out of his own end zone, and it's a good punt. Pitts calls for a fair catch at the 40. Dave, he could have run with that one. He called for a fair catch at the 40, and the closest man was about 6 yards away from him. Telchik got off a 41-yard punt.
The closest man had a pretty good run at him, though, and that's a dangerous situation when you have a man he's really on his horse and he's running you down. You can get a fumble that way.
The Indianapolis Colts bidding for the Eastern Division Championship with a victory, still in front, but not by much. Green Bay 17-9 over New Orleans. Saints perhaps a little letdown after already making the playoffs for the first time in their history. Bills with a first down at their 42. Play action pass. Kelly floats it, and it's intercepted. Byron Evans, the rookie, picks it off for the Eagles. He's got blockers. Tries to get to the outside. Finally down inside the 40-yard line of the Buffalo Bills. Jim Richer finally wrapped him up after an 11-yard return by Byron Evans, the rookie out of Arizona.
Well, that wasn't a smart pass. You can't throw it over a linebacker as a roll in his zone. Kelly's going to get some pressure here, but he's got enough time to throw. You see Clyde Simmons is going to put him down, but you sometimes just got to take the sack and not throw the interception. Now watch, he's going to try and throw it over a linebacker. There's Evans. There's number 56, Byron Evans, right there. He can't do it. You've got to throw it between your linebackers and his own defense, not over.
Evans, the rookie out of Arizona, starting for the 3rd time today with his first career interception. Cunningham on a screen pass to Tony. He's got the blockers, picks his way forward. He's got about 10 or 11 yards inside the 30 of the Buffalo Bills.
The fans love it.
A 12-yard gain on the screen pass to Tony. Mark Kelso finally get in there to make the stop.
Marv Levy before the game said, first down, you're going to see a lot of screens. They know this is coming. You see linemen out in front. There goes Conlon. He's got a couple more linemen. A screen's a tough play to stop when you're in a zone defense.
First down for the Philadelphia Eagles at the 28-yard line of the Bills, trying to make a scoreless tie with 10:21 left in the first half. The pitch is to Tony. He's to the 25-yard line. Got a couple of yards. Bruce Smith was in there and got a piece of it. Darryl Talley was also there. And Bruce Mesner, the rookie out of Maryland at nose tackle, got a piece of the action. Tony's carried 7 times for 15 yards today. Tony, 2 years out of Texas A&M, the number 2 rusher on this team. Also the 2nd leading receiver. Comes off a touchdown run a week ago against the Jets. 2nd and 7, Philadelphia. Byers lowers his head, gets a couple more yards. Scott Radicic got his feet out from under him down at the bottom of the stack. Number 97 of the Bills. Here's Keith Byers. Had troubles with a broken foot. Broke his right foot at Ohio State. Broke his left foot in minicamp for the Eagles. It's hampered his progress, and now in his 2nd year out of Ohio State. 4 wide receivers now in for the Eagles on 3rd and 4. Jackson, Carter, Quick, and Garrity. Carter and Quick are wide to the left. Jackson and Garrity to the right. Cunningham hit as he lets it go. It falls incomplete. That was Cornelius Bennett all over Cunningham again. The pass intended for Quick, but Cunningham hit as he let it go, and the pass comes up short. Both teams continue to put extreme pressure on the quarterbacks.
You're seeing 2 different types of defenses also. The Eagles are up there saying we're not going to give you an inch, and the Bills are a different concept. They're going to bend but not break. They're giving them yardage, but they're getting tough when they get down close to the goal line.
Paul McFadden in on 4th down to attempt a field goal. He's hit on 15 of 25 field goal attempts. This one will be from 39 yards. Telchik, the punter, will hold. And the kick is good. So the interception by Evans results in a field goal by McFadden, who's hoisted to the shoulders of David Alexander.
McFadden, his first 2 years in the pros, was a great kicker. He's had some trouble recently, but certainly not on this kick.
McFadden has just set an Eagles record with his 91st career field goal. He had been tied at 90 with Sam Baker, who kicked for the Eagles back in 1964 through 69. So McFadden in the record books with his 91st career field goal, an all-time Philadelphia record. Telchik with the kickoff for the Eagles, taken by Mueller, who fumbles it, then picks it up at the 10, struggles away from a couple of tacklers and gets it out across the 20 to the 25-yard line. Mueller fumbled it, but then picked it up and made a nice return out of it. It went for 20 yards.
That is an effect. I've seen people fumble a kickoff or stop at the goal line wondering if they're going to take it out of the end zone. The coverage team just pauses for a second. All of a sudden you get a 100-yard return. It's happened before, and it could happen, almost happen again.
Russell Gary, Dave Little combining on the stop of Mueller, but not before he got it out to the 25-yard line. Jim Kelly's hit on only 2 of 9 for 22 yards and an interception thus far in the game. Philadelphia leads at 3-0, 8.5 left in the first half. Ricky Porter stopped short of the 30-yard line. The 2-year veteran out of Slippery Rock. Porter, who's played in the Canadian Football League, the USFL, and now the NFL. Gained about 5 on that play.
A little different type of a run. You notice it was a quicker hitting play right at the defense. I think against Philadelphia's style of defense, you can't go sideline to sideline. There's just too many guys to block. You've got to hit them quick and hope that their pursuit doesn't get you. You've got to break a seam for a big play.
2nd and 5 for Jim Kelly and the Buffalo Bills. Mueller tripped up and stopped short of the first down. Clyde Simmons was a man that got a hand in there to trip up Mueller. Mueller's the rookie out of Benedictine College.
There's Reggie White, who's lined up over the center in that last play. Ken Hall caused a lot of penetration to slow that play down. There is number 92. Look at this penetration. He gets off the ball rapidly, doesn't he?
It'll be 3rd and 2 for the Buffalo Bills. They have yet to convert a 3rd down. They're 0 for 4. Bills playing for their first winning season since 1981. Kelly under pressure delivers it complete for a first down. Ronnie Harmon struggles forward to the 39-yard line. Gary Cobb and William Frizzell stopping him, but Kelly hits a first down pass the first time in the game. The Bills have converted on 3rd down.
Well, he only completes a 4-yard pass, but he gets it out there. He's got a, you can see he still just isn't steady in there. His feet are moving, but he completes the pass. He's got a first down. I think he's going to have to gain his confidence bit by bit in this game to get back into it.
6:55 on the clock, 3-0 Eagles lead. 3 of 10 on the day for Kelly. He's thrown an interception. Handed to Mueller. Mueller's got running room. Hurdles a player, is stopped at the 49-yard line. Jamie Mueller, 6'1", 225 pounds, got it going that time, and Andre Waters had to make a saving tackle. Mueller, the number 3 rusher on the team, out of tiny Benedictine College. He was a 2-year NAIA All-American, the number 1 scorer and rusher at Benedictine, gained over 4,000 yards. But the nuances of the game really have been new to him. Only had a 6-page playbook at Benedictine. Kelly's pass tipped. It'll go incomplete. Intended for Metzlars, and somebody up front got a hand on it. Might have been 6'5" Mike Pitts, who was charging in there for Buddy Ryan's Eagles. The homespun Buddy Ryan, who is a horse breeder in Kentucky in the offseason.
Part-time football coach?
I don't think so. I think he thinks football most of the time, but he's big on the horses as well. Mueller on the draw play. Mueller with another good run. Bangs his way short of the 40 to about the 38. Terry Hogue and Byron Evans finally get him down, but Richer and Wolford on the left side of the offensive line for the Bills, opening up a good hole for Jamie Mueller.
On your left side, number 73, Wolford. He's blocking, starts to block down, and he grabs. Duty grabbed Clyde Simmons there with his left arm. When a man blocks down, if the man comes with you, you have to stay with him blocking, but that time he made sure he stayed with him by grabbing him. Good play.
And Ronnie Harmon got a piece of one of the defenders as well on a pretty good block. And it'll be 3rd and 2 for the Bills at the 42-yard line of the Eagles. 1 of 5 on 3rd downs now after Kelly hit a pass a couple moments ago. And the flag down. I think the play will be waved off as Mueller had it. Delay of game against the Bills, and Buffalo making another critical decision. Critical, not decision, but critical error.
They didn't make their decision.
Yeah, they didn't make it fast enough. They didn't make their decision fast enough. And Kelly pounding himself on the helmet. Marv Levy prowling the sideline just when they had the drive going. Instead of a 3rd and 2, it'll be 3rd and 7 for the Bills.
Again, this is the type of defense that you don't want to be 3rd and 7 in. You possibly can get 2 yards, but it's tough to keep those pass rushers out of there to throw for 7 yards.
3rd and 7. Bills have been penalized 25 yards now. Kelly in trouble. Flag on the play as the pass goes incomplete, knocked down by Russell Gary, but there is a penalty marker down. Andre Reed was the intended receiver.
Andre Waters is complaining. He plays for Philadelphia, so it could be against Philadelphia. Oh, and holding. Two penalties against the Bills.
Declined by the Philadelphia Eagles. Let's see if we can see the offensive pass interference by Reed. I don't know about that.
Well, that could have been defensive pass interference, but I feel that they called Trumaine Johnson for pushing off and Andre Waters.
Here's Kidd punting it, a high floating punt. That one over the top of the rim of the stadium almost, and finally taken down by Morris. So the Eagles will have it in their own territory. When we come back to the vet, let's go to Bob Costas in New York.
Well, the Chiefs are just relentless. No sooner had the Seahawks scored to pull to within 3 than Paul Palmer takes the ensuing kickoff, and for the second time this year, the rookie from Temple brings a kick back for a touchdown. This one covers 92 yards, and the Chiefs have the Seahawks on the ropes.
Palmer had a kickoff return in the first game of the and in the last game he gets one as well. Here at the vet, it's 3-0 Eagles with 5 minutes left in the first half. Cunningham hits John Spagnola, his tight end, out to the 25-yard line. See the clock, inside 5 minutes. Radicek and Bennett, the linebackers, finally sandwiching Spagnola after Cunningham hit him with a pass. Randall Cunningham, 3 years out of Las Vegas, looking in and getting the play from the sideline. On 2nd and 4. He's hit on 4 of 7 for 39 yards today and has an interception. Does Cunningham. territory. Nate Odoms finally got him out of bounds, but Keith Byers rambling down the sideline for 30 yards after receiving the pass from Cunningham.
By the right pattern against the right defense. This is man-to-man, something the Bills don't do a lot. You saw number 58, Conlon, take off the outside. He's got Byers, and I think Byers can outrun him. That's what he did. He outran him to the sideline. Good throw, good catch, and you got a lot of yards.
20th reception of the season for Keith Byers, former All-American out of Ohio State, who was runner-up to Doug Flutie for the Heisman Trophy as a senior with the Buckeyes. Cunningham now 5 of 8. Eagles with a first down at the 45 of the Bills. Buffalo changing its defensive front. Cunningham scrambling, got away from one man, got away from another, cuts it up, he's still on his feet. He's at the 30, down the sideline, and knocked out of bounds at the 22-yard line. Randall Cunningham with a great scramble that went for 23 yards. Darryl Talley finally knocked him out.
Here comes Shane Conlon. He's going to come in. Looks like Radisic missed him. Was that? Now Pitts misses him. Bruce Smith misses him. And he gets down the sideline. When the ball's in Randall Cunningham's hand, he's a dangerous man. He can beat you with his arm. He can beat you with his legs.
He's rushed 4 times for 42 yards already. And he has the Eagles back in scoring territory again with 4:06 left. First down at the 22 of the Bills. Keith Byers keeps the legs churning, advances it across the 20, down to the 18-yard line. Bruce Mesner, who's in a nose tackle, got a piece of it.
Offensive line blocking. There's Cornelius Bennett. He's just sticking on Spagnuolo. He comes off and helps the play inside, but that's good offensive line blocking. They're just getting a surge against the defensive line of the Buffalo Bills.
Byers has carried 9 times for 37 yards now. And it's 2nd and 6 after a 4-yard carry by Byers on the last play. Less than 3.5 minutes in the first half. 3-0 Philadelphia. Cunningham just floats it with touch to Tony at the 5. Touchdown! Tony, and watch the touch on this ball from Cunningham.
Tony has man-to-man coverage, something the Bills aren't good at. The ball's right there. He beats Cornelius Bennett, and look at this extra effort to get in the end zone, but the ball was right there, well thrown.
McFadden for the extra point. And it's good. So Randall Cunningham with a touchdown pass. Cunningham has accounted for 26 of the 33 Eagle touchdowns for the regular players and has given the Eagles a 10-0 lead with 3:14 left in the first half. Here's Cunningham. Watch his reaction. Nothing to it. Touchdown Eagles. And Buddy Ryan, the coach on the sideline, he says his quarterback is the most improved in the NFL. He looked good on that one. Anthony Tony making the touchdown catch and then a nice run to get into the end zone. 3:14 left in the first half here, and at halftime we'll go back to New York for NFL Live and all the highlights of the day, plus Frank DeFord's commentary. All coming up at halftime here on NBC. Interesting games, and then the Seattle Seahawks continue to struggle in Kansas City. The Seahawks, if Denver should lose against San Diego today, could, with a win, take their divisional championship. So look at Ricky Porter, who is awaiting the kickoff by Telchik. Chases Porter into the end zone, and he'll keep it in there. Thought about coming out and then changed his mind. So on the touchback, it'll be the Bills' ball at their own 20. After the Eagles just covered 81 yards for a touchdown. Houston has regained the lead now on Cincinnati, or has taken the lead on Cincinnati. 14-7 Oilers. Indianapolis continues to lead, but just barely by 4. They need to win. Kansas City, we've documented the Chiefs putting it on the Seahawks after Palmer, a 92-yard kickoff return. The Jets in front of the Giants. Dallas has taken the lead on St. Louis. New Orleans creeping closer, and Detroit and Atlanta tied up. Here it's 10-0 Eagles. Kelly spots Reed. Reed retreats, trying to get some running room, and is hauled down at the out-of-bounds marker. I think he has enough for the first down, even though he was going in reverse there for a while. It'll go for 11 yards, and a Bill first down. Terry Hogue got him out of bounds.
Now Reed's wide open. You can see him. He's coming under in a zone type of a defense. He's wide open over the middle. Kelly found him and hit him, and that's what he's got to do, is start finding those receivers. Doesn't do you any good to get open if your quarterback can't find you.
Spot the ball at the 31. Give the Bills a first down. 2.5 minutes left in the first half. Kelly's hit on 4 of 12. 39 yards. Mueller, nothing there. Got a yard or two. Byron Evans, the middle linebacker, coming in to make the stop. The 4th-round draft choice out of Arizona, whom Buddy Ryan said was better than Shane Conlon, the highly touted Bills rookie out of Penn State.
I think Buddy's biased.
Evans was a second-team All-American and the Pac-10 defensive MVP last year. Led the Pac-10 in tackles both as a junior and senior. He's key to good Eagle defense today. At the 2-minute warning, it's 10-0 Eagles. Goes with a 10-0 lead over the Buffalo Bills at the Vet in Philadelphia. And Dave, so far, the difference in the game, the difference in the two quarterbacks.
Randall Cunningham's played excellently. Ron throwing the ball well. Jim Kelly just doesn't look like he's shown up yet.
So the Bills' offense, with Kelly having trouble, has sputtered as well, and the Bills have gotten nothing going at all. They have a 2nd and 9 here from their own 32. 2 minutes left in the half. Kelly delivers that one low, and it's dropped by Ronnie Harmon. Kelly with his head down. As we said, he struggled last week in the game that counted for the Bills, and hasn't regained that excellent passing touch that he's shown us throughout his NFL and USFL career, for that matter.
Now, one thing about this pass, it's against the zone. He should drill that thing out there rapidly, and he just doesn't seem to get it there. I don't know whether he feels bad or it's just something we're putting on him, but he doesn't appear to be throwing well.
3rd and 9. That one bounces off the receiver. That's one that should have been caught. Terry Hogue took Reed down, but Reed should have been able to hang on to that one. So it's not just Kelly, it's the entire Buffalo offense that left its game back in western New York State. They just have not played well. 2 weeks ago against Indianapolis, they looked like world beaters. Struggled in the bad weather a week ago and not playing well here in Philadelphia. Kidd with a good punt. Fair catch called for by Morse, and he took it at the 25. And there's another example where a guy looked like he had plenty of room to run.
That time, you're 100% correct. He could have gotten 8 or 9 yards just running right at the men rushing down after him. You're 100% correct.
43 yards on the punt by Kidd and no return on the fair catch by Morse. Randall Cunningham and his Eagle offense with 1:43. Time to get something on the board, perhaps. They'll start from their own 25.
If I were the Bills, I'd make sure they don't get any more points. 10 points is enough to catch up with the Philadelphia defense.
Garrett Heat, Quick, and Jackson, the wide receivers. Tornel Latasi in the backfield from the shotgun. Cunningham stormed under at the 15-yard line. There's Bruce Smith. He gets another sack. Smith second in the AFC in sacks, trailing Tippett of New England. And he might tie him today if he keeps at this pace.
Well, Bruce Smith is one Bill that showed up. There, he throws him aside, just rushes right after him. He says, Darwin, you're not going to block me. That's just Bruce Smith. Bruce Smith, defense number 1.
Cunningham again will try to put it up. Gets away from trouble. And then tosses it to Tony. Tony taken out of bounds. There's a flag on the play. He might have been beyond the line of scrimmage. Illegal is the call. So Cunningham scrambled, was beyond the line of scrimmage when he let it go to Tony. Still, he showed his good ability to get away from that rush.
Well, he can run and he can throw. There are a lot of athletic ability, and as Buddy Ryan says, he's improving. His receivers say he can pick up the audible now. They can read the defenses much better, and that's where his future is going to be, is by picking up the little things of the game that all quarterbacks have to learn.
Buddy Ryan says he's taken a leadership role on this team, too, that he probably would have developed had not Ron Jaworski been let go by the Eagles.
Illegal forward pass beyond the line. 5-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. They may lose the down.
Hands over the head means loss of down, doesn't it?
Loss of down and 5-yard penalty from the spot of the foul, says Bob McElwee. So with 1:17 left in the first half, we'll take a break with the Eagles leading the Bills 10-0. In the first half, the Eagles penalized for 15 yards now, the Bills for 25. And after the illegal forward pass, it's 3rd and 21 for the Eagles. Cunningham under pressure, delivers a strike to Kenny Jackson, and the Eagles have a first down at the 40-yard line. Derek Burrows covering on the play. All he could do was make the tackle as Jackson caught a bullet from Cunningham for 23 yards.
The Eagles offensive line are picking up a stunt. Gerald Talley, 56, will pinch, and here comes Bruce Smith around, but they pick it up. Didn't pick it up that way. He got around. Darwin tried to stay with him. He got him late.
Here's Quick making a diving catch on another Cunningham pass, but he stays in bounds, and now they stop it with a timeout at 43 seconds. Bennett covering Quick. Not until the reception had been made. Cunningham has this team on the move again. 2 timeouts left for the two teams. Cunningham will go over to the sideline to confer with the coaches. The Eagles have been by far the sharper team today. Marv Levy hoping his Bills can record a winning season with a 7-7 mark coming in. Trailing 10-0, and the Eagles still on the move with 43 seconds left. The Eagles are shooting for what they call a winning season, too, because they're throwing out that 0-3 record during the strike, and the regulars say that they have a chance to have a winning season, and there haven't been many of those in these parts the last few years.
The Eagle regulars really believe that the strike games they were the one team that really stuck together. And as Buddy Ryan said, he really stuck with them. He says he's in it for the long run. He really believes that he wants to stick with this team for many, many years. So they're building it slowly but surely. But to the veterans, this is a very important game.
Second and 3 for the Eagles. Complete to Byers. Byers stops the clock out of bounds at the 45-yard line. Wayne Davis covering over there. But the Eagles again stop the clock with 38 seconds left, and they're at the 45 of the Buffalo Bills.
It's rather interesting with all the attention we paid to Mike Quick, and obviously the attention the Bills are paying to him, that Tony and Byers are doing a lot of the damage in the passing game.
First down, Philadelphia. Cunningham to Quick on that last reception. Cunningham has hit on 9 of 12, 125 yards now. Cunningham, another bullet. Greg Garrity makes the catch at the sideline at the 32-yard line. Burrows covering for the Bills. All he could do was watch, and Cunningham suddenly is finding his receivers with pinpoint accuracy.
Actually, Burrows doesn't watch. Watch it go right behind him. He wasn't looking. If he could have turned around, he could have hit the ball. But Cunningham must have known he wasn't going to turn around, and he threaded the needle right in there.
First down, Eagles. 33 seconds left from the 32 of Buffalo. Cunningham on the scramble. Bennett's got him. He lost the football. Bruce Smith has it. Smith has already scored a touchdown this season and recovering a fumble against Indianapolis. He's wrapped up in Eagle territory at the 43. Bennett knocked the ball loose from Cunningham for the second time in this game, and Smith picked it up for the Bills.
So here's the pass rush. He's being blocked well by Darwin in the pass rush, but Cornelius Bennett, he's going to outrun Cunningham and get to him. Now watch this move. He's going to stop, stiff arm, fake here. Now he's going to power run. Tell you, it's a heck of a play, though. Very important because 13 or 17 points would have been a very, very big lead for the Eagles.
Well, it's the third Eagle turnover in the first half. And it shows you how inept the Bills' offense has been. They have no points. Kelly looks for 6 here. Threw it to the wrong man. Intercepted. He had a man wide open down the left sideline. But Reed was double covered, and Andre Waters picked it off. He had Trumaine Johnson wide open in the end zone down the left sideline and threw it into double coverage.
Well, what happens so often is you'll get three defenders back in a zone, and they all appear to be open. When you throw it to one man, the other two, but there's a zone. There's just too many people back there. You see the man for the left who left Trumaine Johnson, but you can't complete the pass to any of those deep receivers. They're dropping back. They're stopping that pattern. You've got to throw the ball short.
Well, the interception, back-to-back turnovers in the game, and first down Eagles at their own 14, just 15 ticks of the clock remaining. Let's see if they kill it now from their own 15. Doesn't look like it. Cunningham's in the shotgun. Hands it to Tony. Tony to the 16, where he's hit by Cornelius Bennett. That'll be the last play of the first half. So the Philadelphia Eagles have been the dominant team in the first half. Despite 3 turnovers, the defense has held the Buffalo Bills at bay. And Marv Levy's going to try to regroup his offense here at halftime.
They've got to regroup the whole team.
All right, that's the end of the first half of play here at Veterans Stadium in Philadelphia. NFL Live halftime activities will continue in a moment. The Eagles lead 10-0. We'll be right back after these messages from your local station. Second half kickoff. The kickoff sponsored by Budweiser, the king of beers. Porter is deep for the Buffalo Bills, and Telchik will kick it off for the Eagles. And the second half now underway. Line drive kick by Telchik all the way out of the end zone. That'll be a touchback, and Buffalo will have it at the 20-yard line. Let's take a look at those halftime stats as the Eagles with a big lead statistically.
Tom, you asked what the Bills have to do in these statistics, and everything is meaningless. What the Bills have to do is, at least for 10 minutes of this game, matching play to play, not make mistakes, just get the confidence that they can play on an even basis, and then in the fourth quarter they have to make the big plays to make up the 10-point difference.
On the ground for the first play as Ronnie Harmon lowers his head, pounds out to the 25-yard line. Got about 5 yards. Reggie White and Clyde Simmons combined on the tackle for the Philadelphia Eagles.
This is a good example of what I think the Bills have to do. Run a play that you're good at. Run a good, strong running play. They're running right in to the power of the defense, to White and to number 74, Mike Pitts, and they're just going to say, we're going to run good, solid plays, and we're going to make our offense work and worry about the big stuff later.
2nd and 5. Again, they keep it on the ground, and it's up about a yard short of the first down marker as Mueller carried and drew a crowd. Mike Pitts at the bottom of the stack for Philadelphia.
This is a situation the Bills have been in before. 3rd and 1. One time they had an offside penalty. Another time they had 3rd and 3, didn't make it. They have to start converting. They have to get the confidence they can move the ball down the field in reasonable amount of little chunks.
They've converted only 1 of 7 third downs in the game. There are the numbers on Jim Kelly. Kelly across the middle, wide open to Reed. Reed has a first down, taken down at the 36-yard line. Russell Gary and Jerome Brown finally tackling Reed, but he was wide open.
Zone defense, he came underneath. Kelly found him and hit him. That's what they have to do.
So the Bills on their first possession of the second half hit for a first down as Reed catches his second pass of the afternoon.
Well, there's Reed right there. As you notice, zone defense. Cobb and Evans come in and miss him, and Reed makes a little bit of yards, but you saw good protection, and you saw Kelly find the receiver and hit him. Just fundamental football.
First down from the 36. Mueller on the sweep, gets a block on the corner. Stopped stopped at the 40-yard line. Gary Cobb, the outside linebacker, playing tough for the Eagles. 9 years out of Southern Cal. He's the security blanket, Buddy Ryan says, for his defense.
Yeah, Buddy says he can play any different linebacker position, and he likes that because it's a technical defense with a lot of calls. You have to have somebody, if a man gets injured, you know is not going to make a mental mistake.
2nd and 6 upcoming for the Bills. Jamie Mueller has carried 7 times for 36 yards now. Kelly has his pass deflected. It's incomplete. Clyde Simmons, 6'6", had a hand up and deflected Kelly's pass intended for Burkett on the sideline.
Kelly's shaking his head. What else can go wrong, he says.
It'll be 3rd down coming up for Buffalo. And the Eagles come with their nickel package, 6 defensive backs. Opening possession of the second half, Philadelphia leading Buffalo 10-0. Bills have converted 2 of 8 third downs. Kelly hit as he let it go. It's incomplete. Too high for Burkett, the intended receiver. Kelly's been high on a lot of his passes today. Felt the pressure that time, but is there any reason he would deliver the ball high consistently?
I wouldn't know unless there's something wrong with his delivery or his hands are too cold. He doesn't have warm hands. The ball is slipping out of his hands. I've seen him rub his hands. Maybe the cold weather's bothering him.
John Kidd with his first punt of the second half. Morse at the 20. This time he'll run. And he'll be dragged down in his tracks. Good coverage by the Bills on special teams. A 40-yard punt -1 on the return. Linger downfield to make the tackle. There's a flag on the turf right at midfield. Bob McElwee will sort it out. Excellent coverage that time by Bills special teams, and we know that Marv Levy puts a lot of emphasis on that. But a penalty against Buffalo.
Perhaps the special teams are the unit that's going to come out and try and make the difference for the Bills, and that's 1/3 of the game. They can make the difference when the offense may be lacking. The defense
Possession foul. 37 on the receiving team while the ball was in the air. Illegal block in the back.
Well, he signaled against Buffalo a moment ago. This time he says it's against the Eagles.
The officials are having a tough time.
Illegal block in the back. Post possession. Penalized to the 10-yard line. Timeout.
Illegal block in the back and a post-possession penalty, so it'll take it back to the 10-yard line. The Eagles backed up, but leading by 10.
Introducing a small sedan made the
100% digital fiber optic network, clear across America.
Tom Hammond and Dave Casper, Veterans Stadium in Philadelphia. First down for the Eagles, backed up at their own 10-yard line. They're leading 10-0 in the third quarter. Keith Byers wrapped up and taken down. No gain on the play. He was able to string it out to the sideline, but Radisick and McNanny were there to take him out of bounds for no gain. Byers has carried 10 times now for 37 yards on the day. 2nd and 10 coming up for the Eagles. Byers again. Reverses his field. He's got running room. Byers out over the 30 to the 33-yard line. Mark Kelso finally got him down, but Keith Byers cutting back against the grain. Rambles for 23 yards.
That was a heck of a play. Here's Bruce Smith now. The front side of the play, or the Bills' left side, is making the play, but Bruce Smith couldn't make it from behind. They cut off the pursuit of the Bills' defense, and that kind of a cutback run that Byers is good at turns out to be a heck of a play, big play.
So that puts Byers' rushing total for the game now up to 60 yards. Gives the Eagles a first down at their own 32. Not about a trouble in the shadow of their own goal. Here's Quick on the reception. He's across the 40 to the 42-yard line. Odoms and Conlon stopping Quick after he made the reception, though. Quick on his way to the Pro Bowl has caught 2 now for 17 yards.
I think right on that play, to me, showed the difference of this game. Cunningham dropped back and drilled that ball on a line to Quick, and he's got 10 yards in what appears to be a very, very simple play, but it gives you 10 yards. The Bills have had trouble getting 3 yards in a play like that.
Mike Quick, the All-Pro, here he is in action.
The key is look at how much room he's going to get because of his speed and his ability. He only runs down 5 yards, and look, still he has 5 more yards of cushion, and he gets 10 yards.
He's the number 4 Philadelphia receiver all time, now with 319 career receptions. The need is only 45 yards in this game to take over number 3 all time in yardage from Pete Pijos. First down at the 42 for the Eagles. Cunningham gets rid of it to Tony. Tony out of bounds after a gain of about 7. Cornelius Bennett knocked him out of bounds, but Bruce Smith was putting the pressure on Cunningham. Able to get away and complete the pass, though.
Cunningham shaking his head saying, boy, give me a relief from this Bruce Smith. Look at this. Look at his good footwork. He keeps his balance as he makes the penetration through Schreiber, but Cunningham gets the ball off and completes it. He somehow makes a play. Under pressure, Cunningham gets the ball to Tony to make a positive gain out of what looks to be a negative play.
Cunningham has hit on 12 of 15 for 159 yards and a touchdown this afternoon. Tony cuts it up. He's got a first down to the 45 of Buffalo. Talley and Conlon, a couple of the linebackers, stop him, but he's got a first down, and the Eagles continue to move the chains.
I don't know if you noticed what I noticed, Tom, but there was 2 plays being run out there. The man in motion came in to block a trap up the middle, the wingback, and then they pitched the ball in a sweep to the right, and the play still gained 4 yards, and you wonder if it just isn't going to be the Philadelphia day.
Look at the comparison of quarterbacks today. Kelly has struggled for the Bills, only 5 of 19 and 2 interceptions. Meanwhile, Cunningham directing the Eagle offense with precision. Here's his first down handoff to Byers. Byers spinning ahead. He's got 8 yards. He's got 9 and close to a first down. Keith Byers will not go down. Buddy Ryan says Keith Byers is going to have to prove to him that he's willing to work and willing to play, and looks like he's trying to show the coach something in this game.
Well, there's 2 different times an athlete has to work. One in practice for the coach, but another one in the game for the money. And he's working right now today, and if I were Buddy Ryan, I would look at this more important in practice, because if he can do that, he'd be a ball player for me.
He got 9 yards on that one. It's second down and a little less than a yard for the first down, as Buddy Ryan has seen his team play very well here, and to take away the 3 turnovers, they would have an excellent game in progress. They lead at 10-0, and they're driving on the Bills. 9 minutes left in the third quarter. Hand off to Tony. Tony is thrown back, but he has the first down. Let's check the other games around the league now. Houston trying to make it into the playoffs. A 2-touchdown lead on the Bengals. Indianapolis now up by 7. They need to win for that Eastern Division championship. The Giants by 10 over the Jets. Dallas trying to end the Cardinals' playoff hopes. Green Bay continues to lead, but the Saints got a little closer, now within 5. And in the battle for the top draft pick, Detroit is either winning because they're behind or losing if you count the score. Cunningham, again, nice touch to Spagnuolo across the middle. Ball comes loose, but I think it was down. Ball ruled dead at the 25-yard line. Philadelphia still has it. Shane Conlon put the wraps on Spagnuolo, and Kaiser came away with the football, but ruled down at the 25.
But first of all, there's going to be no replay because the officials won't relook, because they blew the whistle, so the ball's got to be dead. And he's down right now, as you saw his knee hit, but when the official blows the whistle, they've quit doing that extra replay to wonder if it was right or was wrong. It doesn't make any difference because the whistle was blown.
Again, though, did you see the soft touch on the Cunningham pass? He's drilled it when he's had to. He's laid it up there when it's been the proper move.
Tom, that's a good point.
Byers, another nice run for Byers. He's at the 11 of the Bills. Kelso hanging on for dear life as Byers runs again with a vengeance.
In the words of Bum Phillips, every man get a man, every good man get 2, and that's what this type of an offense is. It's man on man. Look at Tony lead through. That distorts the defense. You flip the ball, and you get every man, and you hope that the defense can't keep their perspective splits as they go out there. You distort them, and Byers picked up that hole and gained a lot of yards.
And is closing in on 100 yards. He's up to 82 now. 82 yards on 12 carries for Keith Byers. Philadelphia first down at the Bill 11. Byers again. Down at the 1-yard line.
Well, that's football there. I mean, I like this kind of a game because I was a blocker when I played. And when linemen watch their back find a hole like this, it really makes them feel good. Byers is finding the hole. The linemen are giving him the hole, and he's running hard and getting that extra yards. It really kind of puts a chill down your spine as an offensive lineman.
Mark Kelso is taking punishment as he again makes the tackle on Byers, but pays the price, knocked flat on his back. And Byers up to 93 yards now. 3 tight ends, Spagnola, Little, and Giles. Second down. The ball at the 1-yard line. Flag down. Tony is in the end zone, but there's a flag on the play. Offside against Buffalo. Touchdown, Eagles.
You can see the offside. Smirlis beat the ball when he jumped off sides, but the ball didn't even look like it was in the end zone. It looked like he hit on the half-inch line.
So Anthony Tony now has gained 29 yards and has scored his second touchdown of the game. 6:09 left in the third quarter, and McFadden will try to add the extra point. So the Philadelphia Eagles add to their lead. They score on their first possession of the third quarter, and with 6:09 left, the Eagles make it 17-0. Here's Tony again. Couldn't see for the down marker that time. But Tony's having a big afternoon. So are the Eagles. 17-zip.
Are on NBC. Kick off the new year at the Fiesta Bowl as the third-ranked Florida State Seminoles battle All-American quarterback Steve Taylor and the fifth-ranked Cornhuskers of Nebraska. On New Year's Day, college football's best and brightest are on NBC.
A very impressive drive by the Philadelphia Eagles. It covered 90 yards and 11 plays. Anthony Tony on a 1-yard run to give the Eagles a 17-0 lead. Telchik will kick it off for Philadelphia. Taken by Porter at the 5-yard line. Porter's got some blocking down the sideline, and a good return across the 40 to the 43-yard line. Maybe that'll light a fire. A 38-yard return by Porter. On the stop, Telchik, the kicker, and Evan Cooper, who was on special teams for the Eagles. So far today, the Eagles have rushed for 170 yards, the Bills for only 54. We've documented the problems of Kelly. You see in his last 7 games, he has been brilliant, if you throw out especially last week's effort against the Patriots, but today he has not been good. That pass complete to Harmon. Stopped at the 49 and driven back by Terry Hone. Terry Hone, the former All-American out of Georgia, picked up last year as a free agent by this Philadelphia team.
Didn't he finish 5th in the Heisman Trophy balloting?
He was 5th indeed, highest ever for a defensive back.
But he said his roommate was the publicist at school, so he had a little help.
2nd and 4 for Buffalo. Fake it to Mueller. Swing it to Harmon. Ronnie Harmon with a nice piece of running just to get back to midfield. Made a gain a yard before Reggie White put the clamps on him. Eagles defense that very well, and Harmon with a nice run just to get a yard or two.
It appeared to be an audible. You saw Jim Kelly direct them before the snap. Reggie White on the pass rush. The quick play, of course, he's not going to get there, but as an audible, you'd like to get a little bit more than 1 yard when you get the play you'd like.
Did you say he was not going to get there? He got there to make the tackle. He's amazing. 3rd and 3 for Buffalo. From the shotgun. Pressure. Kelly's pass incomplete. Gary Cobb with a tough hit on Reed, knocked the ball loose as Kelly felt the pressure again.
Watch this power. Just keeps on turn those legs. How many pounds of people did he go through? 600 pounds of individuals there.
And Seth Joyner decked Kelly just as he released the ball. John Kidd's right leg is getting a workout today. Kidd with another nice punt. Morse calls for the fair catch and takes it at the 13-yard line. 38-yard punt that time by Kidd, but a high punt that forced the fair catch and again backed the Eagles up. Remember, though, they went 90 yards on their last possession. They'll have the ball here, leading by 17. The Eagles have been impressive so far. They lead the Bills 17-0 here in the third quarter. Yesterday, Buddy Ryan told us he's only a couple of players away from the playoffs. Maybe 2 or 3 years contend for the Super Bowl. They look like it today.
Yeah, and Buddy Ryan's optimistic. I was looking at his wall in his office, and I see there on his wall it says Irish American Optimist of the Year Award. So it doesn't take a lot for him to be optimistic.
Keith Byers hit and dropped for a loss on the play by Darryl Talley. Talley's played a good game. Bruce Smith, of course, has. Bennett, we haven't heard much of Conlon today, however. It's not been the Bills' defense that's been the problem. It's been the offense that has really not gotten anything going at all.
The offense hasn't kept their defense off the field. It gets tiring when you're pass rushing and you're chasing the run all day long.
2nd and 11 for the Eagles. Cunningham's pass across the middle to Spagnuolo, wide open across the 20, down to the 23-yard line, close to a first down. Scott Radisick covering, but Spagnuolo is wide open.
Watch Shane Conlon, number 58, rush the passer, and watch Schreiber just stuff him. That's what the Philadelphia linemen have been doing to their defensive linebackers, just standing there, planting their feet and stuffing them. That's football.
It's been impressive for the Eagles. Their offensive line has been together since February of this year. They came in early, they worked. Did a good job today. Young, but very effective. 3rd and a yard. Cunningham carried, and Radisick stopped him, and the spot on the ball, I believe, will get Philadelphia a first down. It does. Cunningham is 6'4", 192 pounds. He's a potent weapon. The quarterback that can run can really add another dimension to your offense.
One thing you have to notice about Randall Cunningham, he not only runs, but he keeps his eyes downfield looking to throw. If you run and you don't throw, your receivers will stop running their routes and stop getting open for you.
Cunningham over 500 yards, the leading rusher on this Eagles squad. Over 500 yards on the ground this season. Pitch to Tony. Got a couple of tough yards. Cornelius Bennett and Shane Conlon. I call them the $1 Million Bills. They were there to stack up the play.
The right side, you see Tamburello pull. There's Conwell. Cornelius Bennett, by his penetration, stopped this play. Tony couldn't get there in time. He comes. You see the play being made, but they're staying with their men. This play didn't turn out to be a great one, but over the course of this game, the right side has really been moving the left side of the Bills line away.
Shane Conlon, leading tackler on the Bills squad, over 100 in his rookie season. 2nd and 8. Byers. He's at the 30 with a flag on the play. Cornelius Bennett stopping Byers. Looks like it'll be a penalty against the Eagles. Started the day in sunshine here at Philadelphia, but the sun behind the clouds now is starting to get chilly.
Motion, 79 offense, penalty is declined, 3rd down.
Joe Conwell with the illegal motion call, but the penalty declined. Buddy Ryan and a huddle of coaches on the sideline.
The Eagles have been a fairly mistake-free team in this game so far. It's one of the few penalties for the Eagles.
It is 3rd and 8 for Philadelphia. They've converted on 4 of 8 third downs. think he made the first down, so they'll decline the penalty.
Cornelius Bennett was in the backfield, causing a lot of trouble.
What's your assessment of Cornelius Bennett, the highly touted rookie out of Alabama who couldn't come to terms with the Colts and was traded in the Eric Dickerson deal to Buffalo?
Well, he certainly helped the Bills defense, but when you watch him, he's quicker than a hiccup. I mean, that guy can really move, and it's tough to block somebody you can't catch.
Penalty is declined, and Philadelphia will have to punt it. Telchik. Pitts is ready for it for Buffalo. Low punt. Bounces on the 30. Pitts takes it on the first hop. And then is taken down at the 25-yard line. Great coverage by the Philadelphia Eagles. Totalatasi was the man that made the tackle. Here's Jim Kelly coming back. He hasn't got anything going yet. He's down 17. 50 seconds left in the third quarter. The Bills needing points in a hurry. Kelly's in the shotgun on first down. Kelly's pass complete for a first down. Burkett on the sideline makes the catch for about 13 yards. William Frizzell got him out of bounds. But a lot of football yet to come on NBC, including the New Year's Day Bowl lineup, starting with a Fiesta Bowl, Nebraska against Florida State at 1:30 Eastern Time. The Rose Bowl is next, and then for the national championship. In the evening, it'll be Oklahoma #1 against second-ranked Miami, starting at 8 o'clock. And George Finkel, our producer, John Gonzalez, our director today, will head that Orange Bowl production team. And they'll be along the sidelines. Don Crickey and Bob Crumpy in the booth. It's going to be an exciting evening. Harmon with the catch. Buffalo trying to get something going. 30 seconds left in the quarter.
Bill's going with a speed-up offense, no huddle. I don't know whether they're trying to make sure that Buddy Ryan can't make the necessary calls in his defense or just feel that there's not enough time left to score.
See, that's been an exercise in futility for this offensive unit. Reed across the middle falls down, but he's got a first down. He's to about the 43-yard line of the Eagles as we're inside 10 seconds.
What could be a good idea? Maybe Marv Levy says, hey, you guys are sitting in your huddle, you're not doing anything. Let's just go. Let's go fast. Let's go rapidly. Let's change the pace of our offense and see if we can't get something going.
Best drive of the afternoon for the Buffalo Bills. It comes as we reach the end of the third quarter. The score, Philadelphia 17, Buffalo nothing. We'll be right back after a word from your local station.
Once upon a time, a princess fell for a prince of a...
And Philadelphia Eagles, all rights reserved. The telecast presented by authority of the National Football League, intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of the telecast without the expressed written consent of the Philadelphia Eagles and the National Football League is prohibited. First down, Buffalo. Handed off to Porter. Porter hit at the 40 and falls forward to the 38-yard line. Jerome Brown popped him, and Porter got another couple of yards. Buffalo again going without a huddle. Marv Levy trying to shake things up. Second and 7. Blitz is on. Kelly lets it go. He's going to be ruled down in the grass. White and Waters are right there. And Reggie White again getting close to that total of 22, the record set by Mark Gastineau.
You got to bring a safety blitz and bring White on the sack. Obviously, Buddy Ryan says if you're going to go fast, so are we. They had their defense pre-called and they were ready. And they're going again.
What do we give Reggie White, half a sack on that one?
I'll give him all the sack if he wants it.
Third and 18 now. Kelly finds a man, Harmon. 3 men after him. The Harmon taken out of bounds at the 45-yard line. Andre Waters got him out of bounds. And on fourth down, the punt team is on.
Longest pass that Kelly's had today, completion has been 22 yards. That's the biggest gain the Bills have had. You're supposed to be able to get big plays against the style of defense the Eagles play, and so far the Bills have not been able to capitalize for a big play.
Here's Kidd's punt. Another high punt by John Kidd. Morris on a fair catch. He'll be spotted at about the 22-yard line. Eagle defense holds again, and Randall Cunningham has his offensive unit back with a big lead. Randall
For the 1988 U.S. Olympic team, everything else is just a light. By BMW, the ultimate driving machine. To arrange a thorough test drive, phone your nearest BMW dealer. And by Sinex Ultra Fine Mist. It goes up and stays up.
Tom Hammond and Dave Casper, Reggie White, now with 21 sacks this season, means he needs only one more to tie Mark Gastineau for the all-time one-season NFL record. Of course, he's done that in an abbreviated 1987 season. Eagles with the ball, first down at their own 22. Keith Byers gets about 3 to the 25-yard line. Scott Radisick makes the stop to continue to document the futility of this Buffalo Bill offensive unit. They only had 148 yards of total offense against New England a week ago, and about that same level this game.
Well, they blamed it on a 40-mile-an-hour wind last week, but the effect has been the same this week. No yards, so the Bills' offense is in a slump.
Bills with 54 yards on the ground, 180 for the Eagles, and 145 total yards today for Buffalo. Cunningham on the scramble, incomplete. Giles got a hand on it but couldn't pull it down.
One of the few misses he's had in a scrambling situation, and that is a good point. Cunningham scrambles, but he keeps his eyes downfield to see a receiver. If you scramble and then run all the time, your receivers will not continue to get open when you're scrambling, and you won't have that help.
Passing yards today, 177 for the Eagles, 91 for the Buffalo Bills. Buffalo was last shut out in 1985 when Miami beat them 28-0. And the Philadelphia defense last shut out a team last year when they blanked the Falcons 16-0. 3rd and 7. Cunningham under pressure. He goes down. He's sacked back at the 19-yard line. Cornelius Bennett will get that one. Bennett had 4.5 sacks coming into this game, which was second on the team behind Bruce Smith. And it's his 3rd sack of this game, the 4th for the Bills.
They're bringing 5 men. They're all down in a stance rushing. Cornelius Bennett comes around. The number 96 Seals makes the first type of force him out of the pocket. But 5 men down, 5 men rushing. They got to him that time.
John Telchik will punt it. Pitts is deep for the Bills. Low kick this time. Pitts at the 46. Trying to get behind the wall. He can't do it. He's wrapped up and taken down after he returned it only a couple of yards. Ty Allard, who is a top special teams performer for the Eagles, after a 36-yard punt, got him down. Chant has been Reggie White. 1 sack of tying Gastineau's record. 1 sack away. Kelly. Nice catch by Reed. He's close to a first down. I think across the first down marker. Gary Cobb got him by the shoelaces to trip him up. But it's an 11-yard gain and a first down for the Buffalo Bills. There's Reggie White. 21 sacks. He's gotten those in 12 games, where Gastineau had 16 games for his 22 back in 1979. Kelly's pass incomplete with a flag down. Jermaine Johnson closest to the ball. And it's out of bounds. And a flag against Philadelphia.
Illegal hands to the face. 38 defense. 5 yards. Automatic first down.
The flag against Russell Gary. 84, we understand, is when Mark Gastineau set that record of 22 sacks. Houston with a touchdown lead on the Bengals, bidding for the playoffs. Indianapolis now comfortably in front of the Buccaneers. Kansas City still surprising Seattle. The latest score was on a tackle-eligible play, a pass from Kenny to Mark Addix. Ronnie Harmon out of bounds. He got about 8. Gary Cobb chased him out. So the Chiefs pulling out all stops. The tackle-eligible goes for a touchdown, and they lead the Seattle Seahawks now 34-20. Here are the rest of the scores. Giants winning the Battle of New York. Dallas trying to keep the Cardinals for sure out of the playoffs.
People in Minneapolis are happy about that one.
Harmon coughs it up. Still loose. The Eagles have it. Eagles have it at the 35-yard line. Andre Waters gathers it in. Harmon lost it. The Bills were closest to it but couldn't get it. And the Eagles fall on it. There's Andre Waters.
Let's see what happened to Harmon. just gave the ball up. I assume it was a reception. There's no reason to believe it wasn't. But Kelly's got to be wondering now. He's finally hitting receivers, although the ball is wobbling a little bit, and now they drop it. The Bills are just not, it wasn't meant to be so far in this game.
Jim Richer of the Bills had a shot at the ball, nobody around him, and he couldn't grab it. A long day for Kelly and company.
Greased pigskin.
Well, it hasn't been greased for Randall Cunningham.
No, it hasn't. You're right there.
Maybe they're changing balls on possession.
Hey, it's home, that's home field advantage.
Jackson on the reverse. Bills were ready for it. He got 3 or 4 yards.
Pretty good block by Randall Cunningham.
Nate Odos will get credit for that tackle.
Watch number 12, Randall Cunningham. He's about 198 pounds. There's the reverse. Now watch him. You saw him right there. He blocked big linebacker Darryl Talley.
But did a better job than Matt Darwin did. Number 78. He was sprawled on the turf and nobody around him.
He was a little quicker, could run a little better.
11:40 left in the game. 17-0 Philadelphia. Tony, good blocking on the corner. Tony bangs it out to the 45-yard line and close to the first down. Eagles controlling the line of scrimmage.
The right side of their offensive line really has blocked well. Number 79 Conwell blocking down. Tamburello pulls. Get a lead block from Byers on Bennett. Look at that. Pretty good block in there. And then Tony comes out the other end of the pile, puts that head down and comes out through the pile. That's a good football play.
There's Tamburello, the rookie from Auburn, who went on injured reserve back in August, only activated on the 17th of December in getting his first start today. The All-American played for Auburn, taken in the 3rd round of the draft. And there's Cornelius Bennett, who's out of Alabama. It was interesting to see an Auburn player blocking on the Alabama player. Meanwhile, the injured player is Shane Conlon.
You wouldn't want to see him hurt. That would be a lot worse than losing the game today for the Bills, losing that ball player, if this would hurt him for the long run.
Marv Levy naturally concerned.
His legs are moving. When ball players watch people down, the first thing we look for is to watch for the arms and legs to move. We know that they can sometimes repair your knees, but you certainly don't want to have the neck injured.
This is the last week of the regular season. We'll move to the playoffs, and you saw the wild card game, which will be coming up. There's Conlon, the first rookie to lead the Bills in tackles since Jim Haslett had 179 back in 1979.
Looks like he took a shot in his ribs or his back, the way he's moving, like his wind was totally knocked out of him.
Conlon, the first team All-America selection on the national championship Penn State team of a year ago. Joe Paterno says the best linebacker he's ever had. Well, next Sunday, the countdown to the Super Bowl begins. We'll be bringing you the AFC Wild Card game. That's on January the 3rd. Check your local listings for the time in your area. As we'll begin the playoffs of a wild and wacky season. Who would have thought the Indianapolis Colts would be a divisional champion? And in the playoffs, they were last a year ago. They were 0-13 and won their last 3. But they were a better team before Eric Dickerson. And now, if they continue to lead Tampa Bay, they'll be in the playoffs as a divisional champion.
One thing the Colts can do is they can play defense as well as offense. They have a pretty good all-round team.
Tony Frajanic, second-year man out of Notre Dame and a free agent, replacing Shane Conlon. 3rd and 1, 3 tight ends in the formation. Cunningham tries to sneak it. And the Bills were expecting it. They stack him up. The spot of the football says, though, he got enough for the first down.
Well, the green moved the white that time enough. They fire out, they stay low. Randall Cunningham just gets behind his big guys. Randall Cunningham's pretty strong, too. He's pretty long with being 6'4". If he just stretches that long body out, he's got a first down.
He's rushed 6 times for 46 yards today, over 500 on the season. Do you like the quarterback sneak? Do you think that's a good play with short yardage?
The greatest thing about it is when you hand to a deep back and the linebacker can dive and meet him in midair. They can't dive and meet the quarterback because he gets there quicker.
Byers on first down, that convoy of blockers, and they don't block anybody. Stopped for a loss by who else? Cornelius Bennett.
Hard to run away from somebody that's faster than you are.
He's faster than a lot of them.
But it's a sweep. Who's got the speed here? couple there was a safety. I think it was number 37, Nate Odoms, that got in there to slow the play down to give Bennett a chance. But hey, he didn't need much of a chance.
The offside linebacker from the outside, completely opposite the play, chasing it down from behind. Byers lost yardage there. He's got 91 on the day. Cunningham. Safety valve pass, nothing there. This time it's Talley, the linebacker, who gets there almost as quickly as the football.
Good pass defense. There was nothing downfield, and there was nothing in the flat. And Talley's a good ball player too. He is really going to be one of these linebackers you don't hear about because Cornelius Bennett plays on the left side, but Talley's been playing well.
He's a second-round choice, 5-year veteran, was an All-American in West Virginia. In fact, he only weighed 185 pounds when he entered West Virginia as a freshman. Now 6'4", 227. The Eagles have 20 first downs in the game to only 8 for the Bills.
A lot of people like to know his diet. Now avoid those foods if you want to lose weight. He's the type of guy, in the words of Rodney Dangerfield, goes into the restaurant, looks at the menu, and says, "Okay."
That's you.
I have eaten in my life.
Bob McElwee. They're looking at the clock. I guess the 30-second clock. And Shane Conlon, by the way, the diagnosis of his injury is a bruised back.
The 30-second clock to 10 seconds. 30-second clock was inoperative.
There's the call from McElwee. Shane Conlon does have a bruised back, and they tell us he could return in the game. That's good news. For 9 on third downs today, the Eagles. 8 minutes, 51 seconds left in the game.
The 10 seconds.
The Eagles' tendency in this situation is screen. They love to go to the screen, especially in long passing situations, because they're going to hit a zone, and the screen is good against zones.
Now we're down to the 10-second mark. There we go. We'll stop it there. The Eagles are ready. Shouldn't be any problem.
No, but everything has to be perfect for the officials.
See the game clock. Cunningham threw it behind Kenny Jackson, his intended receiver, and Mark Kelso had a chance of intercepting it, but couldn't come up with it. Had some mustard on it, but was behind the receiver.
One thing, Cunningham sees a hole in the defense. He's not throwing the receiver. He's throwing the hole in the zone. Kenny Jackson has to realize he's in the hole in that zone and pull up. It was a situation where a zone defense was read by the quarterback, and he threw a pass that was good for the defense. The receiver, I don't think, read the defense as well as the quarterback and didn't make the adjustment on his route.
Telchik on to punt for the Eagles. Telchik has it almost blocked. Pitts at the 28. Well, the punter Telchik went down, and we're going to have a penalty maybe or not.
Well, the ball was, they said they tipped the ball, but interesting thing, the punter was roughed and the Bills people got hurt.
John Kaiser is the injured Buffalo player. Watch it again.
Now watch the tip. The official says they tipped the punt, but there's going to be a collision.
And no penalty. We'll be back. Buffalo Bills got a piece of that last punt, and they've been good at that this season. Meanwhile, John Kaiser, walking over in front of the Buffalo bench, was shaken up but appears to be okay. Bills with the first down at their own 34, trying to avoid the shutout. Kelly hit. Flag on the play. Reggie White's going for that record-tying sack.
They should have laid off him. Official's not going to let you hurt the quarterback. He's too valuable. Number 92, Reggie White. He comes trying with the arm under. This is pretty good blocking by number 70, Joe Devlin, but he gets hurt. You got to lay off that quarterback. You can hurt him.
Myron Evans, number 56, the man called for the penalty, and the ball taken all the way out to the 49-yard line. Here's Evans. And an interception earlier in the game. The rookie from Arizona with his first career pickoff. Eagles now penalized 45 yards in the game. Kelly with a flag down, delivers it to Reed. It's Burkett on the catch and fights his way out close to a first down with another penalty marker on the field.
Well, it was thrown where they call holding.
Personal foul against Philadelphia.
Must have been a strike a blow to the head.
Personal foul, head slapping, 74 defense, 15 yards from the end of the play.
They're calling that a lot this year.
Mike Pitts called for the penalty. This has been the Bills' best offensive drive of the day, the 2 penalties.
It's tough to put that in the game plan, though. No, in 3rd down and 5, we need the official to be in this spot to make sure that we see them head slapping our offensive lineman.
Remember, the Philadelphia Eagles came into the game today as the
personal foul, head slap, 74 defense, 15 yards from the end of the play, first down.
Call again from Bob McElwee. The Eagles came in as the worst pass defensive team in the NFL. But they haven't given up a single point, and the Bills unable to take advantage of it. Some of it has been the rush put on to the Eagles. Kelly has a man open that time, and the pass is complete to Walter Broughton. He's inside the 10. Eagles wanted a fumble, but the officials say no. Terry Hogue was the man that took Broughton down. And the Eagles wanted a fumble.
Contact.
At the end of the first half,
belongs to the offensive team.
this play was not completed. You notice he threw it shorter this time. He threw it underneath the secondary, so there was no interception.
They ripped the ball free, but the man ruled down by contact, and Buddy Ryan doesn't like it. He's about to lose his shutout. First and goal from the 9-yard line. See the clock at 7:35. Eagles lead it 17-0. Kelly's pass incomplete. Trumaine Johnson, the intended receiver, and Roynell Young was there with him.
Eagles come with a blitz from their safety. He gets picked off, but Kelly, he thinks this ball should be completed. He thought he could have caught it. But, you know, Kelly's getting a little better. He's finally coming around. The ball was close.
Went right through the hands of Trumaine Johnson. I didn't know it was that close. Johnson should have made that catch. Really, it was high, but right through his hands.
It certainly was available to be caught.
Kelly, 16 of 32. Remember, he had that 60-game string of over 50% completions broken last week.
They're up there. They drop off.
Kelly, complete to Trumaine Johnson. He's inside the 5. I said Johnson, it's Burkett again that made the catch. It was 85 instead of 86. Frizzell hit him hard and drove him out of bounds.
Kelly's getting protection now. The ball's thrown on a line.
Good hit by Frizzell.
Yeah, protect yourself.
Burkett now with 4 catches. Kelly's pass incomplete on 3rd down.
Well read by Waters. He was reading Kelly's eyes, and he cut in front. It was a good defensive play.
Andre Reed was in the end zone, but Kelly's pass not there with a lot of traffic around, and it's 4th and goal.
Last week, the Bills went for it on 4th down twice in the game and didn't get it. They need to have success on this play. They've got to score a lot of points.
Crowd on to its collective feet here at Veterans Stadium with a 4th and goal from the 3-yard line. Philly leads at 17-0, less than 7 minutes to play. Flag down. The Bills have the touchdown to Reed. Let's check the penalty.
Defensive holding.
Defense. Penalty decline, touchdown.
So the Buffalo Bills finally get on the scoreboard. Andre Reed is hurt after making the touchdown grab.
Now watch this blitz. 34 Terry Hogue gets picked off. Now Reed catches it. Oh, hit right in the legs. It's a dangerous, when the ball is low and your legs are straight, you're in danger.
Andre Reed, 3 years, played his college football in the state of Pennsylvania at Cookstown State. Made 5 catches today for 57 on the year.
Looks like they're trying to fix something in his eye.
Kelly with his 19th touchdown pass of the season. shaking off the doldrums here in the fourth quarter. Gives us a chance to check the other scores now. Houston still clinging to the lead. It's a 4-point bulge. Indianapolis apparently on its way to a divisional championship. Kansas City upsetting Seattle. The Giants are going to win the Battle of Gotham. Dallas will knock the Cardinals out of the playoffs if that holds up. New Orleans has come from behind to take the lead. A Bobby Hebert pass. And Scott Norwood on the field to try the extra point for Buffalo. There's your holder, the punter kid. He spots it perfectly, and Norwood splits the uprights. And a scuffle right at the 5-yard line. The officials are getting right in the middle of it. I'd get away from there.
Well, there was a flag thrown before that, the second flag about with this fight. I wonder if somebody didn't take some kind of a shot at an offensive lineman. A defensive person rushing didn't take a shot because the flag was thrown late like it was a personal foul. Somebody doesn't like it.
Dale Hammer, the head linesman, number 104 on his back. You see him down there right in the middle of that pile down at the stack trying to separate him. Looked like a referee in a wrestling match. All I wanted to see was him pound on the turf there like the mat.
Offsetting personal fouls, 59 Philadelphia, 88 Buffalo. Both after the play, offset.
Joyner of Philadelphia, Metzlars of Buffalo were the offending parties, working on the face of Andre Reed after he caught that touchdown pass. The Buffalo Bills, aided by 30 yards in penalties, cover 66 yards to get on the board. A reminder again, a great bowl lineup coming your way on NBC. On New Year's Day, we'll start it all off with the Fiesta Bowl at 1:30. The 5th-ranked Cornhuskers and the Florida State offensive unit, which is one of the best in the country, the once beaten Seminoles. Then in the Rose Bowl, USC against Michigan State, Pac-10 against Big Ten. And then to put the grand finale together, the Orange Bowl, top-ranked Oklahoma, 2nd-ranked Miami for the national championship. Following the Rose Bowl, the Orange Bowl from Miami to decide college football champion. We'll have the Hall of Fame Bowl on Saturday after New Year's Day for just a little piece of football, and then North Carolina UCLA basketball, college basketball that same day, January 2nd. So a lot of good sports action yet to come here at year's end and the start of 1988.
Every time I think of bowls, I think of food and bowls. I get hungry.
So you'll be at the food bowl.
Yes. Cookie bowl.
The Eagles are expecting an onside kick. They have 10 or 9 men anyway, right up close to where they expect Scott Norwood to try to kick it. Here's Norwood. Let's see if he tries the onside. Up, the ball fell off the tee. The ball fell off the tee just as Norwood got there. He never touched it.
The question is, though, did you get the idea by the way the guys are running down? They expected one. That's kind of an interesting thing. If there would have been an onside kick and they all would have looked for it, you would have given it away right there.
Let's try it again. Second time is the charm, and he doesn't try the onside kick. Taken by Morse. Got away from one man. Got away from another. Finally out of bounds at about the 27-yard line. Steve Tasker ran him out. Tasker out of Northwestern on the way to the Pro Bowl as a special teams performer. 14-yard return by Morse. First scoring drive of the day for the Buffalo Bills, helped by the penalties against Philadelphia. 30 yards in penalty. And now we expect the Eagles to try to work on the clock a little bit with 6:44 left. And they have a 10-point lead, 17-7. held back by the defense. Tony Frajanic, who replaced Shane Conlon, gets credit for that tackle. We understand Andre Reed, who was shaken up on the touchdown catch, got a finger in the eye. That was his injury. Here's Reed, number 83, on the end of the bench. Those are those heated benches. That's been the hottest part of the Buffalo game today.
Heated benches. What's this game coming to?
199 yards for the Bills, but the Eagles closing in on 400. Spagnuolo goes in motion, and the pitch comes back to Tony. Tony picks his way to the 39-yard line, and he has an Eagle first down. Bruce Mesner, the rookie from Maryland, chases him down.
The offensive line got good blocks in this play, but Keith Byers stopped Cornelius Bennett, number 55. Watch this blitz, and Keith Byers is going to knock him down. Now the line can get the play going. You don't see Keith Byers, what he contributed there, but the offensive line did an excellent job, but Keith Byers allowed the play to get there. Here we go, boom, right in the midsection, knocked him down. Now look at Conwell and Tamburello. They're just man on man, and that really disrupts the pursuit of the linebacker. Good offensive play.
And Byers, I believe, trying to prove something to Buddy Ryan today. He's had a good game of blocking and running the football. Tries to run it this time and doesn't get much. Maybe a yard. Is that a flag that went down? I think it was. 17-7, just over 5 minutes left.
A little bit too much too late by Burrows. They called him.
Derek Burrows called for the penalty.
Then he's saying, hey, why? This is football. Let me be a little bit too rough.
Keith Byers now has rushed 20 times for 96 yards. There's the piling on by Burrows, who came flying into the screen, into the pileup.
There may have been a time when that penalty wasn't called, but I have to give the officials credit because there's so many of these scuffles now that we're having in football because a little bit too much of this intimidation. I think the officials got to tell the ball players, you play between the whistles, and when the whistle blows, you stop playing football. And enough is enough, and I like that call.
Bills have a couple of rookies in the defense. Leon Seals, they call him Dr. Sack, and Bruce Mesner. He's the kosher crusher. Tony straight ahead. Philadelphia Eagles blowing them off the line of scrimmage, and Seals and Mesner, the rookies from Jackson State and Maryland respectively, combining for the hit.
They're just a lot. They're getting extra line work in there. They have Schreiber, Fury, and Tamburello, and then they bring John Spagnuolo in there to help out. Just get a lot of green people to kind of blob them down the field.
And importantly for the Philadelphia Eagles is the fact that the clock keeps running at 4:04 and counting.
Tick, tick, tick.
Now inside 4 minutes.
Awfully young offensive line, but boy, you got to see for this game they have a lot of promise.
Byers trying to reach that 100-yard plateau, spinning forward. He's got 4 or 5 yards. It'll be close to 100. Leon Seals and Cornelius Bennett, two rookies, stopping Byers.
Right behind Tamburello and Conwell again. That young rookie's doing pretty well. Look at Conwell come off, and he gets another block on Bentley. They're running combination blocks in there where you'll start on one man, turn him over to another man, and come off. Watch, 79, Conwell right there, start. He comes off and blocks Bentley. That is pretty sophisticated blocking for young people to be doing. That's excellent.
I don't know if you saw it or not, but Byers bounced up with a smile on his face as if he knew he were over 100 yards. Maybe he does. 102 for him this afternoon. He'll try to add to that total on the pitch, and he's going to go back under 100. Stopped at the 40-yard line for a loss in the play by the kosher crusher, Bruce Mesner.
Well, you know, the play was blocked well at the point of attack, but Mesner's going to come from behind. He's going to come from over the center, Fury, and he's going to make the play from the weak side. They didn't cut the defense off. It was well blocked again over number 79 Conwell and 61 Tamburello, but Fury, the center, did not make his play that time.
4th down for the Eagles. But the clock now less than 2.5 minutes. You're right.
You're right.
Telchik 37.8 today. And Pitts, who's had a workout receiving the punts for the Bills, but has handled them flawlessly thus far. The Eagles. They let the clock run down.
At this point in the field, it doesn't hurt them one bit because they can't kick the ball very far anyway.
7th penalty against Philadelphia, 65 yards.
But 30 of those 65 yards came on 2 penalties.
And before we get the playoff, we'll have the 2-minute warning. Philadelphia in control. Left in the season for these two teams. Marv Levy will not have a winning year in 1987. He's going to finish at 7-8. And his team just a little flat today after that devastating loss a week ago at home to the Patriots, 13-7. Buddy Ryan, though, can brag that his regulars had a winning season. If you take away the 3 losses during the strike, officially his record will be 7-8.
Now it's never over until one of those women sing, you know.
Pronouncing it over. Telchik is standing at the 40 to punt this one away with Pitts deep.
Stranger things have happened.
Well, that's true. I'll admit that.
I remember my old buddy Kenny Stabler used to pull games like this out somehow.
Pitts drops this one.
Not that way.
When I said he'd handle the punts flawlessly thus far, and I put the hex on him.
That's not the way you come back from certain defeat.
John Klingel recovers it. And there was a penalty against Buffalo, a holding penalty against the Bills, which will be declined, and the Eagles will have the football.
Boy, a play like that sort of dots the I or puts the exclamation point behind
Holding,
loss.
29 defense. Previous spot foul, 5 yards. First down.
Pitts calls for the fair catch and just can't handle it.
It just goes right through his arms. It's one of those days, and the day was not good for the Bills.
While we have a moment, we'd like to thank our spotters, Bill Friel and Mike McKay and Rich Eisenman on stats for their help in the booth today. As the Eagles have a chance to pad those offensive stats.
Yeah, I think you're right now. I think the game is over. I'm going to pronounce him dead, too.
You'll learn to listen to me.
Yes, I will, sir. Next time I will not argue.
Spot the ball at the 25-yard line. Clock shows a minute 51. Byers stacked up a lot of white shirts. He drew a crowd after he got the handoff. There's Bennett right in the middle of things again. Leon Seals, though, was down at the bottom of the stack.
Somebody must be hurt because they're calling for people to come in.
And the Buffalo Bills stop the clock with a timeout as the fisticuffs continue. We'll take a break as the Eagles have it wrapped up. A nice performance from Randall Cunningham, who hit on 15 of 20. They got an excellent performance from Keith Byers, who rushed for 100 yards. Mike Quick only caught 2 balls, but the Bills had to pay attention to him, and that opened it up for others. And McFadden hit a field goal to break the all-time Eagles record, his 91st. So a good performance by the Philadelphia Eagles. The Buffalo Bills. How would you sum up their rather listless performance today as we look at the Bills report card? First thing you'll look to will be the performance of Jim Kelly. Not a typical Kelly afternoon. Mueller, their leading rusher, just had 33 yards. Burkett did catch 4 balls for 50, but
when they throw 45 times, he'd better catch a few balls.
Keith Byers, who was shaken up on the carry, leaving the field under his own power. That's a good sign.
That is a good sign because I saw the ball players call for help in the sideline, and when that happens, you know that somebody in the field was screaming. And when somebody gets hurt and they scream, the ball players will immediately call for help because you couldn't see the injury, and that's scary when somebody screams in the field.
Byers has been plagued by the broken metatarsals, his broken feet, the right one in college, and then the left one here as a pro. But officially now 102 yards for Byers against the Bills. Michael Haddix replaces Byers and immediately gets the toss. Takes it to the 20-yard line where he's stopped by Leon Seals.
The Bills call timeout again. That is one time when the ball players and the Bills, and I think I can feel with them. It's the last game of the year, Coach. We lost. Let us go home and let our wives tell us it's okay. I mean, it's just one of those games when things aren't going well. The season's over. The game's over. Coach, just let me get out of here. Because, I mean, Tom, you said the game's dead.
Well, one thing it does do is give us time to bring you our Budweiser MVP. Our Budweiser most valuable player for today's game is Randall Cunningham, the quarterback of the Eagles. Did a good job passing and also gained nearly 50 yards on the ground to spearhead the Eagle offensive attack. Budweiser will make a contribution to the United Way on behalf of all the MVPs selected in today's games. Buddy Ryan told us yesterday the most improved player in the National Football League, and Cunningham made him look good today.
He's made the entire Eagle squad look good.
Cunningham with 23 passing touchdowns now, equaling the best by an Eagle. Jaworski had 23 and 81. 3rd and 5 here with 1:32 left. Haddix thrown back after a gain of 2 or 3 by Darryl Talley. Bills take their final timeout. Thank goodness for that. It's their last one.
Yeah, that's one thing I don't agree with. So if a person would get hurt on the final play of a meaningless game at the end of the year, I think it would be a shame.
Jim Kelly on the sideline pondering the last 2 games of this season, which have seen him come up with subpar performances, and his team trailing by 10 with 1:23 left. The coordinating producer of NBC Sports is Michael Weissman. Coordinating producer of NBC Football, Ted Nathanson. The coordinating producer for NFL Live, John Filippelli. Today's game produced by George Finkel and directed by John Gonzalez. NFL Live produced by Tom Roy and Rick Diamond and directed by Bucky Gunts. And our thanks to the crew here at Veterans Stadium today and to all our crews throughout the regular season of the National Football League for the excellent sights and sounds of NFL football throughout this wacky 87 season.
Wacky is right. They're going for it on 4th down.
Cunningham's pass floats complete. Todd caught it. Whether he got the first down or not, I don't know. All right, don't forget, following our game, NFL Live will keep you up to date on who made the playoffs and who didn't. But right now, we see that Houston keeping alive its hopes, leading Cincinnati. Indianapolis will be the Eastern Division Championship. We'll have the Eastern Division Championship. What were the odds on that before the season began? Kansas City has kept Seattle from a divisional championship. The Denver game now meaningless as far as the Western Division Championship is concerned. The Giants beating the Jets. Dallas trying to knock the Cardinals out of playoff consideration. New Orleans has come from behind to lead Green Bay, and Detroit in front of Atlanta. Eagles didn't make it on 4th down, so Kelly is back on the field. Completes a pass to Harmon, who gets out of bounds. Stops the clock with 1:10. In this topsy-turvy season, we almost had the Colts and the Bills fighting it out for the championship before the Bills lost a week ago. So our buddy Spuds there is one of those guys, isn't he?
Mm-hmm. I've seen that person. Reminds me of a brother-in-law.
Kelly's pass, complete, block. He's out of bounds at about the 26-yard line. Russell Gary made sure he went out of bounds. The Budweiser NFL report will go to NFL Live for all the details on the final season in the NFL, final week of the regular season. Just a minute 5 left, and we'll be going to NFL Live. Kelly scrambles.
There it is. Oh, if he called him under the grass, that would have been number 22.
But the boos come down as Reggie White is denied the record equaler.
Oh, I was looking. That's the only thing that could have happened to make this part of the game interesting. It was about a half a second away from number 22.
Kelly scrambles, and here comes Reggie White. You know,
he could have called. It could have been, you know, the way officials call it, it could have went both ways.
Kelly's pass deflected at the line of scrimmage and incomplete.
Fourth down. They didn't make it.
So on fourth down, the Bills will turn it over, and Reggie White with his last chance.
He went right to the wire. It's got to be a disappointment. He had that right in his grasp for at least a tie for that record.
There's Reggie White. Remember, his sacks now have come in a 12-game season. But just one short of the all-time record.
They probably won't put an asterisk behind it.
Hoping to be the MVP at the Pro Bowl again this year. He'll be going with Mike Quick from Philadelphia.
Oh, darn.
It doesn't make a whole lot of difference. Everyone knows how good he is.
That's 100. That's correct. Maybe if they put Reggie there for the Bills, he can sack Randall now, and they could somehow get it to him. Anything's possible in 1987.
We've seen two of the best, as we said at the start of the telecast. Bruce Smith of the Buffalo Bills has had a good afternoon as well, rushing the passer.
Yes, he did. Bruce Smith had an excellent game.
And they'll be showing their talents again in the Pro Bowl. Both Smith and White on their way to Hawaii for the Pro Bowl at the...
Weather will probably be a little bit warmer than it is here. A nicer day.
Is stopped right now with 45 seconds left.
The Eagles are all patting themselves in the huddle. I think they're really having an appreciative afternoon. They're talking to each other. I mean, this really means something to these guys because they've had it tough under Buddy Ryan. He's put it to them, and I think this really means a lot to them.
And is it a building block for 1988 for this team?
Sure it is. I mean, this coming off a season with this kind of an attitude, that means in February they'll still have that attitude. Let's all come back together and start a nice, long, slow, progressive strides towards 1988.
Second and 11. This is an interesting formation. The Eagles on offense had a safety man standing back about 20 yards behind the rest of the offensive formation.
The officials saying, come on, boys, let's just take it easy.
No timeouts left for the Buffalo Bills, and the celebration will be on. Marv Levy's got a long ride home, but he's a team that's contemplating a bright future as well. With the acquisition of Bennett and Conlon, the expected return of Kelly to his normal excellence, Buffalo Bills will be a contender next year. And there's the end of the game. So the Philadelphia Eagles with an impressive performance here today, managing to hold the Buffalo Bills at bay and record a 17-7 decision. Don't forget, NFL Live is coming up with all the details on today's games. This is Dave Casper for Tom Hammond saying so long from Philadelphia. Back now after a word from your local station.